take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Alright, so, I don't know what was going on that last stream. I had it set up, and then it, like, for some reason, made it so it had to be at a certain time, and I just went with it. I had a guest that I was going to have on the show. She also has a YouTube channel of her own, and she has some very interesting information to share as far as like laptop disruption and censorship, and I knew she was talking about, because I know a lot about the cell phone stuff, and she touched on a few points that I know. I can tell she's legit. But besides that, I was thinking, she can call in. If you're still there, I'll just send her a text. But also, of course, anyone else, if you guys want to call in, I was thinking tonight, as always, just, we'll bounce around on subjects. We'll talk about anything. Last night, I wish it was such an opportunity to go live, and because, my fool takes those days off, and, it was my only night without the baby. My mother had picked her up, and I just needed to relax. It's been tough. It's just me and the baby, and it's draining. She's listening. She got her headphones on, so so anybody feel free to. Oh my God, am I not even sure? See, I don't know if I had to set everything I just said, but anybody feel free to call in if you have a story about, if you feel that you're targeted, if you feel that you've been censored, if you're a creator and you've been censored, you've been booted, you've been given strikes that you shouldn't have, anything like that, or anything else. So anything goes. Anybody wants to call in, please feel free. Again, as we're still getting viewers here, sorry about the last stream. I don't know what happened there. But I hope you can see me right now. You should be able to. In the meantime, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take calls. The whole idea is if you've been targeted, if you've been censored, if you've been, a victim of this, because I found out after I told some of my story, so many people reached out to me, through email, and by the way, email is THEREDPILLNEWS at Yahoo. If it's a little more sensitive, I would send it to THEREDPILLNEWS at ProtonMail. I'm also on Twitter. I created an account. I think I have like 2 followers. I just created it. But it's the Red Pill News Dispensary. The same as the channel. So here's our first call. And this is actually who I was talking about. So let's see what she has to say. Hey, how you doing? So right now, can you see my screen, or is it a hand holding the pill? Can you see?
You're live.
You can see me, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I got it on the right side. Okay, so if you want to, I'll start it off. So we've been talking throughout the day a few times, and you have a YouTube channel of your own, correct?
Yeah.
And what's the name of your YouTube channel?
I'm CD Mercy Will Call. Really small kind of shadow channel low tech.
Yeah, and you don't even care about the subs.
I don't care if I had 1 million people. I would never monetize. The thing is that I like to stay a lower channel, but just if people know the name, so that way if you go down or Mars or some of the bigger people, we can spread the news.
Well, I'm definitely not one of the bigger people, but no, I know what you mean. Like, there's, and I think that's a good idea. You know, there's a lot of people there to pick it up, and you know, I feel like I'm under the. Well, actually, I'm probably not under the radar just because of the clearance, but you know, usually when you have as many subs as I do, you're kind of under the radar unless you're, you know, hitting the algorithm, you know, every single video.
Well, ever since you and I spoke today, like I can't get live because my show, I do Sunday and Monday nights. I can't even get live.
I was having trouble myself.
You had issues. You've been trying. I mean, there was a little bit of issues, and then you know, you were even late with your actual coming on. You were supposed to be on at 9.
Yeah, I had to create a whole new thing. All the encoder software was all off.
I know.
Even though I did it, I set it up, and then within 5 minutes, I was able to create a new one. You know, with all that crap before.
It just means there might be some truth, because I was telling you that another guy that had some computer knowledge, and as soon as we touched on certain words, I mean, our phones.
Oh, what happened earlier? Remember when we were talking earlier?
Yeah.
You can say it. You can say it. What was the last word you said before all of a sudden it sounded like, literally, it was like, and it just kept doing that for like 30 seconds. You don't remember? You don't remember the last word?
No.
Oh, I do, because you said it, and then all of a sudden that was it. It was Obama.
I couldn't hear anything you.
Yeah, you said, and then Obama, and then it went. That's when it went, right after Obama. Yep. As soon as you said Obama, that's when it just went all static.
Well, yeah, he signed over certain rights to own. We'll just code that word.
Yeah. I'm not as worried about the words, you know, because you know what? To me, yes, I understand. Like, I want to keep my channel and everything, but you know, this is the United States of America. I mean, we are protected by something called the First Amendment. And it's not, as long as you're not using it in hate speech and things like that. You know,
it's not even about hate speech. What it is.
Well, that's the only way that the First Amendment can be taken away, is if you use it for hate. They added that in.
It's not even that they're going to censor you for hate speech. If you touch on the truth and like what I call, well, I left you an email and I kind of told you what was happening.
Yeah.
And then you confirmed you had the same issues.
Yes.
And what I would like to get out to the people is if you have equipment failure, such as cell phones that just die, laptops, computer, this has been happening since maybe September, October of last year. And if anybody knows anything about computers, on your motherboard there's a certain chip, and it's called a BIOS chip. And I know people that are very, very diligent with computers, and they've looked at some of this. I'm talking, I had a laptop 32 days old, and it wouldn't charge. The BIOS chip actually is on your motherboard, and you, like a laptop itself will, if you have it plugged in, you can take it for maybe 4 hours before you plug it in again. Well, the BIOS chip is connected right there to your plug-in. So I bought my laptop basically because we had Hurricane Florence coming around. And I figured, you know what I mean, I was going live just for a chit-chat room. And I thought that, okay, you know, if something really happens, I got my laptop, I can go live, let everybody know I'm okay. So this laptop.
What is the? I don't mean to cut you off. What is the name? How do you spell the name of that chip? I just want to pull it up for while you're speaking. I could just for some.
BIOS. BIOS. It's the BIOS chip.
Yeah, because I've heard of it. I don't know the spelling. Okay, all right. Just so I have
your motherboard.
Yeah.
And basically, it will fry your whole motherboard. So, like, in my group alone, Sick Pat Chat, he's now his second computer. We're a good set of patriots. We'll kick in. Like, if you would have been around my people, you wouldn't have had to take a loan for your computer. We would have chipped in and got you a computer. It might have taken a few months.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
And
so,
if anybody remembers that, that was like for those of you, and there's a lot of you that were with me back, like my second or third video, and when I was having like a bunch of problems, so was my Fugle. All of a sudden, it came to the point where I had to keep my computer, even though it was brand new. I had to keep it plugged in, or it would die, and then eventually it just stopped working.
Your BIOS chip.
Yeah,
And
I figured out that, and when she said that, I looked up. It's true. It's your BIOS chip, and so.
Well, most places, like I bought that other laptop from Walmart, and they have a 15-day warranty on electronics. And I took it in on 32 days, and I said, look, this next storm's coming up. I kind of put the thing aside, and I've been trying to charge it. And it was after Michael. Michael was coming up the East Coast. I'm in North Carolina. And they were really nice enough. They were really nice enough that I said, look, I don't want my money back. I need a laptop that works. It's effective. So they took it back. I was really lucky. But there's people like Sick Pat. Okay, they fried his computer. I don't know who they is. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, UN Command Center, okay, because you know who signed all that stuff over with the internet to the UN.
Yes.
Before he left office.
Yes.
So, Sick Pat, he does like Dan Bongino, Aaron the Tires. He's just a survivalist out in the middle of the woods. He's on at least his third or fourth piece of equipment. I'm talking laptops, phones, whatever. So the VGA went on my main. It could have been old. I had a 32-day-old laptop. Then there's Don Bear. Okay, so they just kicked the crap out of him on Yubu. And even though he streams AJ on Bon Live, and what they do to also screw with you, I forget what he called the file's name, but it's kind of, okay, in layman's term, if I sent you a zip file and say you had a 500 gigabyte memory and it had a terabyte, I could just screw up your memory. I can overload your memory.
Wow.
So this guy, he knows, he knows.
And it
about
seems
computers.
like that's what happened to me, because it like after 1 month, it seemed like I had a computer that was like 7 years old, just full of crap, and just no memory left, like slow. Like it felt like that, and I'm like, I just bought this.
The laptop I purchased was maybe $350. Then when I turned that one in, it was another $100. Now Don there, he knows how to build the computers, and he's got a white memory, everything. He's got 7 terabytes, and he'll sit there. If anybody goes to Von Live, he's Bear's Cave, and he does the AJ. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But he does the AJ. You can hear him say,
most sensitive man in the world.
So my word is, for anybody of y'all that are out there and say your laptop, your cell phone, before the new rule that you need 1,000 subs to go live on your cell phone, if y'all are losing computers, if you're losing laptops, iPads, whatever, speak out. because we might have something here. Besides being censored about what we're trying to say, this is loss of equipment. And what did I tell you? You said, okay, well, I'm going to research it. And I said, you might not be able to find anything because people are just thinking, oh, my laptop's bad. I'll just get a new one, right? And I said, look at the stock market. So we're talking from October of last year, which would have been about the time of, I don't know, midterms. So, you know, we might all be targeted on whether you watch AJ or any other conservative live sites, and we talk in there. And now they stepped it up because it's AI. So we don't know what's going on, and we need to start keeping count. Who's losing equipment because, I don't know, maybe it's a felony, I don't know, besides stifling us and taking away our First Amendment rights. You know, now as individuals, and a lot of us aren't very, like, rich, where we can say, oh, yeah, I'll just go buy a new computer. Many of us are struggling, and many of us are disabled. Many of us are retired, and we can't go places. So this is our Times Square.
Yeah, and actually what I have pulled up is funny. It says, you know, it's, let's say it's, if it is corrupted or damaged, the computer will likely no longer be able to start up. And there are several ways, and then it goes on to say that it also, when a computer first starts up, the chip runs the BIOS in order to properly initialize the computer startup process. So, you know, once it's in there, you know, if it's damaged or, as they say, corrupted, the computer will likely no longer be able to start up. And the reason for that is because when it does start up, the chip runs the BIOS in order to properly. Now, you know, that might be like simple, like whatever to, but you know, just as somebody who doesn't know much about it, like, you know, basically that's what it is. It's like when you start up your computer, it looks like that's where it gets you. At least that's the way it's described here.
I've never actually pulled this up. This is the first time I'm seeing that. I just know from somebody that knows computer, and they said it's the BIOS chip, and they took it out and they looked at it because they knew about computers.
Yeah.
And we're talking our friend that went from New York State to Washington, the guy that knows about computers, took that one computer apart, and it was new, like mine, like not even a month old. And he's like, your BIOS chip is fried. That's all I hear. I'm not a geek with computers. I just know if it didn't work, it didn't work. You know what I mean? I'm like most people. And so I'm really glad that you did this research and you brought all that up. And I think there's a whole lot
it's
of
just
us, man.
some simple stuff. Oh yeah, and I bet you I can't even see chat just because, you know, the way I had set it up initially would have been great. I'd be able to see everything, but you know, they made sure that didn't happen. So I can't see chat right now, but all I gotta do is just
Don Bear's in your chat right now. He's biased. They wiped most of his Google search bar. They even took his Google mail away. So if you're looking in your chat and you see a guy called Don Bear, that's the computer geek.
You know, your phone's starting to get, it's all staticky.
Any better?
Yeah, better now. And by the way, whoever's calling Tennessee, I'm gonna get you next, okay? I'm sure that you definitely want to share your story. Right now, we have someone sharing their story, and you know, it's only fair. So, but I promise that you're next, Tennessee. Okay.
I'm not going to keep you real long, Matt. I just wanted to sound the alarm. And unless people are saying, I had equipment failure, whether it be a phone, a computer, a laptop, an iPad, whatever, you know what I mean? We need to sound off. And if enough of us are saying this happened at least since October of last year, you know, and the main thing oddly, that at least 3 of us had in common were the stream key from YouTube.
The
Just
3
saying.
what? The 3 what?
When you want to go live on YouTube, you have to get in contact with YouTube and get the stream key.
Yes.
Okay, and that goes into your computer.
Yeah.
And that was with my new laptop that I did all that with. And it was from that point on. That's what happened to the first laptop. Now this laptop, when I'm streaming live, my picture's all fuzzy and weird. It wasn't like that at first. And I'm having issues. They've been buffering me to heck the last 2 nights. They're cutting my stream. So there's 2 different types of targeting. There's the CIA targeting program, and now there's this targeting.
Yes,
So,
and there's definitely electronic targeting on your actual physical body. I know that for a fact because I experience it every night. Some nights worse than others, but for sure. And I go to doctors and they're like, you need to see a neurologist. I saw a neurologist and she saw no problem. She didn't understand. But I legit get electric, like it feels like a bolt. Sometimes it goes from, usually it's like head to toe. Sometimes it's toe to head. It's unbelievable. And it's like these shocks. It's not like a lot of us get those like while we're sleeping. Like we get a shock and wake up. It's not that. It's like while I'm trying to fall asleep, I get like these like electric pulses through me. Yeah, it doesn't happen any other time except then. And
my whole targeting experience on the other way is a call for a different night. I was jumped in and I got out real fast. But this is a techno targeting and probably to conservatives. I don't know. I don't hang out with much liberal-minded people. I wish I did because I would love to hear their logic. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate them because they might like Bernie or anything else. I would love to debate with them, but this is something that literally our equipment is being fried, and we need to raise the alarm. You're on this 800. I'm on this 250. Martha's totally out there, and if anybody else is having issues, please, if you're hearing this transmission, call Marth tomorrow or tonight if he has a call-in and say, yo, we had this whole call. You know what I mean? Because
the BIOS chip. And then it says here, replacing the chip can be done by either switching it out with a new one or by replacing the whole motherboard. Now that's not,
that's what I told you.
So
you
did, and you did say that. You said once it is corrupted, as they put it, your whole motherboard is screwed. The whole thing.
That's Don Bear. Don Bear had it all down, and this was back. I think Aaron went there back. He went to Portland out in maybe October. That's what I'm thinking. So this is when it was found out. But you know what I mean? If your computer don't work, maybe people's equipment's 2 years old and they're thinking, oh, I need a new computer. And they're just not thinking. But the thing is most of us don't throw away our old equipment. So we probably have the proof if we can go and have somebody that has some knowledge for them to take it out and say, nope, it's your BIOS chip and it fried your motherboard. So somehow there's a virus or some kind of attack that's going on. Now, are we targeted or is it happening all over? I don't know.
Now that makes me think. If I was to buy a laptop, while you're talking to the Geek Squad, I would ask them, I would say, now, if my BIOS chip goes, is that covered under the warranty because they want it covered? If that's how they're doing it, because they took my computer out in a month. It went from great to all of a sudden like it had to be plugged in to gone.
But if it's a virus,
and it always had problems
starting.
Not
going to cover it. Your
Yeah.
warranty is not going to cover a
But-
virus.
but-
They're
but,
going to you have protection.
But would a a fried BIOS chip be considered a virus? Technically, maybe not. You know.
I would bet my bottom dollar that it is a virus, but who's sending it? Now, there are government programs that you can get in, and they can literally real time see what you're typing. And whomever is hacking you, like I've been told last night, I was being personally hacked. I can't even get on live tonight. My shows are Sunday and Monday night. You know, I'm kind of like that in between. I can't even get on. I rebooted. I hard booted. I turned off. I restarted. I did everything. I can't go live tonight. But the last 2 nights, they cut. I had a visit from some friends. It was 44 minutes. And they cut it in half. And then last night, it was 3 tries. And by 11:30, they just buffered me out. And then I was like, screw it, I'm not going back on. So I guess maybe they're trying to make us go, I give up. And I did last night. And usually I'm not like that, but...
No, I give up sometimes too, because it just gets to the point where it's like, what can you do? You know? Even if you get everything perfect and they just decide to mess with everything, and it's just...
Everything from my house, I got, all the 5 bars. I've got a great stream to the internet. It's just when I go live. So
yeah, and what a coincidence that, and I'm not gonna say any particular names, because this is one of those issues where you got to be careful. NZ, what happened there? And think about the name of the city. I mean, come on. It's an obvious psychological And what did he do? He did it live streaming, and then I called him off last night or the night before. No, the night before, and I said, listen, they on Saturday night, I think. Yeah, he wasn't on last night. So I said, what an article just came out that all these countries are banning and going after live streaming.
I don't even have 250 viewers. What threat am I? But now they're pecking off the little people.
Oh yeah, no, across the world, they're like banning and all kinds. They're making it very difficult to live stream.
I think the ON has what's called the command center, and what I was told is I was being directly attacked. Don will bring it up in your chat. He'll tell you exactly who it was, because he was trying to get my attention last night.
Don?
And like I said, it was Don there.
Okay.
I think it was 3 different streams I had to start, and by 11:30, it's only a 3-hour show.
Oh, I've been there. Ask my viewers. I've been there. They've been great. They stick with me. When I finally get it up, and the ones who are still there, I mean, I really appreciate those people. Because, it must be annoying to watch somebody messing around, fail after fail after fail. But,
well, I had more people call in, and I hope they discuss what issues they're having with their tech stuff.
Yeah.
And because we need to expose it, and, we make enough noise, then bigger people will pick it up, and hopefully we're all going to be heard, because this is, besides being criminal for our First Amendment, now they're doing monetary. Oh, and one other thing, Tucker Carlson, he needs to sue Mad Max, because ever since she said, if you see them out anywhere, go to their house, go to their dwellings. Tucker has a huge lawsuit. If anyone's been a victim from the left, whether it be hot coffee, your hat flipped off, whatever, go see Mad Max. And then the Democratic Party, because, hello.
Yeah, they basically use her as like a crash test dummy, They had her say all the dumb stuff. They had her say, James Comey's lost all credibility. They had her sit out there and say, I know 100% fact that Trump with Russia, all this crap. If you go out there and what you say, beat the hell out of them.
She's been real quiet lately. She's been
Well,
really
yeah,
quiet,
because her career, her words hold no water. Even in her own district. I mean, I don't think I would assume she's just told too many BS things that all it takes is a year or two, and time tells. Time tells truths and exposes lies.
Anybody that is, I don't care if you wear a red hat, a MAGA hat, make America great. If you get that hat flipped off your head from the left, well, you know what? You get you a good lawyer and that lawyer and tell him, ever since Mad Max said this, have a tape of it.
Yeah.
Say, you know what? She incited this, and it's true. So Tucker has a great lawsuit, and we need big people because, I mean, obviously there's people going broke. You know what I mean? Look at Roger Stone. Look at all them people. I mean, they're just tying them up in court. And honestly, if you're a poor person, the state will pay for it.
Yeah, I know. But if not, they'll bleed you dry. But I just want to thank you, and I think that you potentially have given other people the courage to call in who have been electronically technically harassed. And not just that, whatever your story. Oh, of course. I answer every email, or at least I try to. Text message, I try to get back to you, except for when I went dark. When I went dark.
Yeah, you did that, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I had to. I was in court every day. I was fighting. I was fighting for even the mother of my child, just to, not be locked in a psych ward. But
well, hold on. Another call for another time. Babies are a business, and I'm all for fathers' rights. I've been an advocate for a really long time.
Yeah. In Massachusetts, the baby automatically goes to the mother no matter what. But because there's so many arrests in this case and mental health issues, it's going to go the other way. And it's very rare. They barely ever give it to the father 100%. But in this case, they're going to have no choice. They're going to have no choice but to do it. There's no way that they can.
It should be the best person, not
I know. Yeah, Massachusetts has a lot of very ridiculous
stuff. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. And you know what? I think that there should be, everybody wants equality. How about the man puts up, I don't care if you're making $1 million. You put up $50, the woman puts up $50. Whoever has the child, there's an account weekly, and you have to show the log of that account. If you want a better life for your child, well, maybe you should stay home.
Yeah, and you know what? She doesn't even want custody. She knows that she can't even support herself. Neither can her mother. So she's not even looking for it. She's just looking to be able to see her. She knows that I'm going to raise the baby. You know what I mean? She's just not capable.
There's some women that are piss poor broke. And if they have 3 different children by 4 different men, they're raking in from the state.
Oh, but the welfare, the welfare system, yeah.
$5,000 a month.
But if they're not doing the right thing, though, it depends. Some people fly under the radar. They do their thing. They do drugs. They neglect their children. They have all these children, different fathers, collect. And, get away with it. It's the women who actually, are good mothers and, even if they don't work, that's okay. I just don't like it when they're selfish with drugs and all that. I know it's tough to get off drugs, but when you have a kid, it's just different, But again, thank you. And like I said, I think you have given people courage to call in and not just about it could be about anything. I want people to be able to tell this story. I know there's so many stories to tell.
Everyone, please call into Marsugal. He has much more subs. If you lost equipment, we have to get this out there.
Yeah, and also Tennessee, feel free to call now. You were calling.
Okay.
All right, so.
God bless. Good night.
God bless, and
Bye.
email me anytime. Check in anytime, and
I will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so you know what I'm gonna do? So Virginia, go ahead, call, or you know what? I mean, you called so many times, it seems like you really have something to say. Oh, you left a voicemail. Well, I'm gonna play the voicemail, unless you call. So, let's see. Oh, wait. What the fuck? Here it is.
Yeah, this is Maylana, and I'm on your live show right now. I'm sorry, Pip Spray. And I'm on your live show right now, but not getting through.
You know what? I'm gonna call you right back then.
Please leave your message for Maylana Cosmo.
So Maylana, I just got your message. We're live on the show. It's just while you were calling, I was trying to say during the show, there might be a little bit of a delay, but I was trying to tell you that somebody else was giving their story. But we would love to hear your story or whatever you want to talk about. Anything goes. So I just tried to call you back. Feel free to call back. All right, so anybody, feel free to call. And, in between, I have all kinds of little stories we can go over. For instance, your face is not supposed to be on. Yeah. Get your face out of here. I love you. No kiss? Alright, alrighty. So for instance, unfortunately, today, we had, thank you. Man, this thing, why is it not letting me? I wanted to read the story as written, but in Afghanistan, in Afghanistan today, 3 American servicemen were killed, I believe by an IED. as well as one American contractor. And, you don't hear this stuff on the news, but unfortunately that happened. Yeah? Yeah. This is your one time of the day to use this on screen. Did it go off on you? I'll put it back on. Yeah, I'll put it on for you. Yeah, ready? Let me see. Alright, that's not. I know, I have to put it on. Okay, so it's not letting me pull up anything, so I hope someone calls. But I remember most of the stories, so like I said. Try this. There you go. This is the good one. This is the good one. Okay. Okay, so my whole computer is acting weird now. Well, all my stories are now gone. If you guys can see. See if it gives me a chance to restore. But, oh. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of that because it's just literally out of nowhere all my stories are gone. These aren't, this is other stuff, so. Yeah. That's weird. But basically, I can remember something. So like I said, 3 American servicemen were killed and a contractor in Afghanistan. And I just felt that was worth mentioning. As well as there was also an incident where the FBI, I believe, they thwarted a plan. It was a plan by somebody who was inspired by ISIS, who we keep saying is dead, but, it's an idea. Killing the people, that's going to help. The idea doesn't spread as much when there isn't as many as them. But their idea got out there, and, they have enough of a history, and, that the idea is out there, and some people who are, not kind of connected with society, especially Muslim men, and a very small percentage of Muslim men, of course, because, one of my best friends is Muslim. All my stories are back. All right. And, well, basically, he was thinking about, he had a plan in Maryland to take a truck and kill as many people as possible. Which is horrible, but luckily the plan was stopped by our intelligence services because it was domestic. It must have been the FBI. Here's the story here. So, and again, anybody that wants to call back. By the way, if people are looking for the number, I know that my mods always put it out there, so I probably don't have to do this, but, I put it in the description also, if you want to check there. And it's 774-303-5555. If you want to email it to me, you don't want to be live talking, and you just want to email it to me, you can email it to me at THEREDPILLNEWS@yahoo.com. If it's of a more sensitive nature, I would email it to the redpillnews@protonmail.com. Also, I literally just not so long ago made a Twitter account. It's the same as the YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure the handle is just the Red Pill News Dispensary. So that's how you can find me on Twitter. I think I have like 2 followers right now, so I really don't use that too much. But if people start, following me on there, I'll be more active. But so here we go. So Maryland man inspired by Islamic State attack plotted to drive truck into National Harbor. Pedestrians, officials say. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to say you defeated them because they're an idea. I mean, yes, they are troops, but they're more so an idea. And I don't know if you guys caught this when we were talking religion in the other stream. The craziest thing about ISIS to me blew my mind. Now, who do they think is, when they're down to their last couple of men, who is going to come and save them and on his horse with his army and save them and, help them kill the infidels or whatever? It's not Muhammad. No, that's their prophet, but it's Jesus. They believe Jesus will be the one that will come to their rescue when they are down to their last few. And most people don't know that. And it's unbelievable, and it's true. Look it up. I read a whole book on it. All right, Tennessee. Here we go. Hi, this is the Red Pill. Welcome to the Red Pill News Dispensary.
Hey, this is Pittsburgh.
Hi, how are you? I saw you were calling. It's just we had another woman on the line, and she was explaining her story. So but I wanted to, there's a delay, but I wanted to make sure that you were able to tell yours as well. So I even tried to call you back. So what is your name again? If you wanna,
My name is Maylana.
Maylana. That's a very beautiful name.
Thank you. And my channel is called Pittsburgh.
Oh, so you have a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it called?
Well, I have 2, but this one's called Pittsburgh. It's PIPSPRITE.
Okay, so like Pip, and then like Sprite, like the drink.
Yeah, one word.
Okay, all one word. Pip Sprite. All right, I think that's pretty clear. I'll check it out. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll pull it up. Because I think we finished that story there with the guy inspired by ISIS in Maryland. So I'm going to pull up Pip Sprite on YouTube. And while I do that, you could take it away.
Okay. I've barely got a voice today. I've been screaming at God today. It's been a very rough day.
That's been me my last 2 videos. I literally, if you go back to my last video, I sounded horrible. But when you're passionate and you're going through stuff and you're not backing down, that your voice is going to be a casualty for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go ahead.
Well, I have been extremely targeted, and my children have been targeted. And I created these 4 videos. They're called Plea for a Contingency-Based Attorney, Part 1 through 4. And in those, I tried to tell my story and sound as normal as possible. They were mainly created for an attorney. to know my story. So, you know, I got sick 2 years ago, and I got so sick that I had to turn to my family for help, which has been my number one regret. I should have never done that. But in the videos, I talk about getting sick from mold, and the truth is, yes, there was mold in my house that did make me sick, but that's not why I was so sick. I believe I was sick from, electronic harassment, and it's continued.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and I believe you because I go through it myself every single night.
Yeah, and my children have been targeted too. And in one of my videos, in part 2,
I have your site up, just so you know.
Okay.
60 subscribers. In fact, I'm going to subscribe. Okay. I hope you subscribe to me as well.
So in part 2, at 46 minutes,
okay.
My daughter.
Do you want me to go there?
Well, you don't have to, but
okay.
My daughter tells me about a dream she has, and if anybody's familiar with,
were you on my Fugle? I don't mean to interrupt, but were you on my Fugle?
Yes.
Yes, I remember you on my Fugle.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that I was connecting correctly. Okay.
So at the 46-minute mark, my daughter is telling me about a dream, and if anybody's familiar with dream harassment, I'm sure they'll pick up on how my daughter describes her dream. She's being targeted in that way, and what's not included in any of this is things my son has been telling me, and I'm completely convinced that they are trying to create like a Manchurian candidate out of my son.
Wow.
He hears very distinct voices in his head. And the things that he tells me, what my children and I have been put through is nothing short of psychological and emotional torture. And
I can relate. I could never imagine if it was my children, though. But the mother of my children, the reason she's not here is she's hearing voices. Ever since, and it came out of nowhere this month. And normally that happens between 16 and 22, 23. She's 29, and she was hearing voices. It's just like out of nowhere. And this is, all within this past month. So it's a whole mess. So I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's been, I know for a fact that, whatever is messing with me and my kids is trying to push me and my son to, all three of us to suicide. My daughter's only 10 years old, and she would rather be dead than live how she's living. We've been separated, all three of us. My biggest stressor right now is that my children are both in the path of devastation if Cascadia goes, and I'm 2,600 miles away. Everything has been taken from me, my whole life completely destroyed. I can't even get a normal job because of what's been done to me. But there's a video on there that's called Dear Marv.
Yes, I see that.
And if you do want to pull that up and go to 525.
Okay.
There's a little clip there, and then after that is a clip of my car burning, and I can tell you the story about that. But
okay, so
if you want to, 525.
Okay.
People do not stand in the room at night. There are enough rooms standing around standing outside my home in the middle of the night, staring at me. When I stepped out on the porch, she continued to stand there. They should tell me wrong. This is just together. The second clip is from the last this particular argument was fantastic. I was trying to get an emergency restraining order on my sister. I had all the evidence for the bad that she was going to do something. And now, she is the monster that is stolen my children. I had just taken a lean out and I found a very young age for the purpose of making a 6,000-line road trip to Washington that I had just returned from for the second time. But after sitting in the car for a moment, trying to gather my papers and my thoughts before going into the courthouse, and stepping out of the door, I was suddenly aware of flashing light and in the driver's seat where I had just stepped out of Washington, seeing entity that I felt toxic smoke in the middle of the road park and the
Wow.
entire car was engulfed.
And that's actual footage. Oh my God. You have everything documented. This is amazing. Wow. Look at that. Was that a rag? Just out of nowhere? What?
Yeah, that was not there. That was the
Just a random rag survived. Oh, listen.
There's no words to express the emotions that ran through me. Knowing that there was not a soul in the world that would believe me.
So
In the 4 videos that I created,
Did you want me to pause it?
you can stop it, yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm so sorry. That's amazing though how you were able to document it like that. That'll be good for court. Cause that's just too many odd events. I mean, now
Yeah.
is it your? I don't mean to, but is there a husband involved? I'm assuming.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I
I've
was
been a
thinking
single-
maybe there was a powerful husband with some power.
No.
No.
No, the thing is, okay, I've been a single
So
parent.
it's just your sister that. It's just wow.
I've been a single parent for 16 years, and when I started getting targeted really bad, and I got so sick, I turned to my parents because I had no other choice. I mean, I couldn't pay rent. I couldn't do anything. My son tried to talk me out of it because my parents aren't good people. I mean, they claim to be Christians. They go to church every Sunday, but deep down they're very wicked people. But I
know
didn't
the
know what
type.
else to do.
I know the type. Yeah.
So, and here's the thing that I wish, it's going to sound crazy because I haven't heard anybody else talk about this, but I believe this with all my heart that my parents, my family was manipulated by like AI on their phones. It sounds
Wow.
crazy, but like, you know how if you say something out loud,
Yeah,
you
it'll
might
all of a
say
sudden,
something
if you're
about
talking
it on
about
your
your
phone.
jeans, all of a sudden
Yeah.
an ad for Levi's comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that were happening.
Yeah. There's
But
things
I got,
happening that we have no idea about.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
But I was so afraid for my children and my safety once I moved into my parents. We literally became hostages. Like, they tricked me. My sister invited my son to go to Washington for a visit, like just a little vacation. And that's when it all happened. They used my son being there, and so we all became hostages. And we were hostages for a year. And when I finally tried to break free, that's when my sister lied to the police, and the police ripped my daughter away from me, and we've all been living a nightmare ever since. I mean, it's been a year and a half that we have been living in a nightmare. And the thing is, I have all the evidence in the world, like I said, but the judges won't look at it. They won't let me speak in court. And they know that as long as I have nobody to hold them accountable, they know I can't afford an attorney. They know I don't have any friends or family. So they just get away with this.
Yeah, the justice system is crooked like that. It's so weird. I can relate so much to so many different pieces of your story, as far as being a single parent and just having to deal with the whole system and the way it is. And they were in court, and the mother of my child, her lawyer, he stands up, he got all slick back hair, total scumbag. And I sat there, and I had told the DA everything. She knew it all, and so did the witness advocate, because I'm the victim. She was hearing voices and beat the shit out of me, and never touched her. There's nothing they can say about me. She broke a bunch of stuff, and he literally lied straight to the judge's face at an arraignment 5 times. And so I'm like, I was like, out of those 5 lies, the DA knew definitely about like 3 of them. If she was even half listening to me, she knew at least about 3 of those lies, because they were so blatant. Now, I know it's an arraignment, and they kind of try to save their ammo, but the DA didn't say a word. And this is about, are they gonna, release her? Are they gonna put her in the hospital? Are they gonna put bail? And I wanted the hospital, but then they decided they might release her. And I stood up, and I was in the in the back of the courtroom. And the judge probably didn't even know who I was until I stood up and started talking. And I stood up and I said, "You just lied to a judge's face 5 times." And of course, at that moment, the judge said, "Get him out of here." And they took me out of the courtroom. And then when I was outside the courtroom, the witness advocate fee, who's supposed to be on my side, witness advocate, who's supposed to be on my side, comes out, and then she whispers something to another court officer, and they escort me out of the whole building. I didn't even get the paperwork. There's like stay away orders and all kinds of stuff that I was supposed to sign. I didn't even get to sign them until 2 days later. They threw me out of the courtroom. You're not supposed to do that, so yeah, it is understandable. But the DA didn't say a word. It's just all a game to them. That's all it is. It's a game. And, I just can't believe that a public defender has been going as far as this guy. And then since then, he's already filed 2 motions. And this is only in a matter of a week. It's just crazy. It's just the way the system works. It's just odd how the system works. It's just...
Yeah, my sister's probably told about 500 lies in the court.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
And they allow her to speak. They'll let her take the floor for as long as she wants. And as soon as I start to as soon as I'm given a chance to speak, and I try to present my evidence, because I have irrefutable evidence to everything, and they shut me down immediately and shut the case. That's it. They don't let me speak. Like I said, I can't even get a normal job because she keeps filing restraining orders on me.
Yeah, if you have a
And they're coming
restraining
back on my
order, it
background
does.
checks.
It makes it very, yeah, it comes up in your background check. Yep, I ended up finding that out because when I had a restraining order against her, she couldn't even find, certain hospitals wouldn't even take her with a restraining order. I mean, they take that very serious. So, yeah, it would show up on a job search, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to screw somebody with the justice system. If you're not a lawyer and you don't know, like all these terms and what they mean and how to counter move. I mean, you got to get a good lawyer, but they cost a lot of money.
Yeah, and I mean, when they took my daughter, she said I was homeless. I had a beautiful home.
Yeah.
Out in the woods. It was perfect for us.
Yeah.
I lost my home. I lost 2 cars.
And then they call you homeless.
I've lost everything.
Yeah, and then after everything's been taken from you, they call you homeless and this and that. Yeah. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, and I'm still going through that. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm going through it, but I couldn't even imagine because I have my child with me, and I couldn't imagine it being the other way around. I just couldn't imagine. I'm so sorry.
Well, there's a lot of it's like there's this huge trend now. There's so many videos about narcissism.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people misuse the word and they just call anybody they don't like a narcissist.
Yes, yeah.
I believe that there is this, how right prior to World War II, there was so much propaganda and there was, the abuse
it was
of
ridiculous.
Jews was happening long before.
Yeah, it was happening everywhere. It was happening here. I mean, and believe it or not, it's just as bad now. It's just as bad now. It's a battle for minds because people aren't putting on the TV as much. TV ratings are like nothing now. And so they're trying to find, okay, how can we influence people? And it's coming down to online. And, it's not just how do you influence someone to your idea, but how do you kind of throw a blanket and smother another idea? And that's what they're doing through the censorship. They're smothering the ideas from the right, usually. Sometimes from the left, but it's usually the right. It's clear. I mean, everybody knows it. It's not a secret.
Well, I made this video titled Dear Marv, and I don't know if he's even watched it yet, but...
Yeah, I played it. That's the one we've been playing.
Yeah, I have a GoFundMe thing. I'm hoping, that people can help me afford an attorney because, something really bad is going to happen. What's being done to my kids that's bad enough, but they're pushing my son. They're pushing him really, really too far. They put him in a job court in Oregon, and there is a staff member there who actually cornered him in a bathroom, attacked him, and tried to rape him.
Oh. Wow.
Where he's at, where he has to stay. The way he talks, he wants to rescue his little sister, and
of course,
what they're doing to him is something very bad is gonna happen. And I'm pleading with people to please help me be able to afford an attorney, or if anything, court
I looked at the Dear Marv. the deer moth, and I went to the description. I was looking for the GoFundMe in case people did, they wanted to help you out here. So I'm looking. Is it in the description? Is it somewhere else?
Well, I thought it was. I know it's on the other videos. Maybe I didn't put it on this one, and I will.
Okay. So
But I
real
know it's
quick,
on the other
I'm gonna
videos.
put that up on the screen, and if you do want to donate, just pause. Pause when I get it up. I'll leave it up for a second. If I can get back to you. Well, here we go.
I know it's on the plea for contingency videos for sure.
Plea for contingency. Okay.
In the description there.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if I could get court watchers to come in, just people that are there to make sure that justice is served.
Yes.
But
And the caller calling right now, I'm gonna get to you afterwards. Okay. The caller who's calling right now, 951. I'm gonna get to you right after.
Okay, I'll get off the phone with you.
Well, let me get up first. First, let's get up your
Okay.
your GoFundMe because okay, so basically, Pip Sprite, you go to the contingency video. It's the first video, and you see it right here, the GoFundMe. I'm gonna pull it up here.
Oh, and that's another thing. This is the second GoFundMe, and I had a blog, which I still have the blog. But the judge actually ordered me to remove my blog from the internet and to close down my first GoFundMe account.
I remember you mentioned that on Math.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the GoFundMe here. So if you guys want to help out, please do. And I definitely will be praying for you.
Thank you.
Prayers, I believe, prayers go a long way, and just keep hanging in there, like you're doing.
Right.
Keep fighting. That way you'll be able to tell your children, no matter what, how things go, you'll be able to tell your children, I fought every day of my life to get you back. They know it now, I'm sure. But when they come of age, even more so, they'll know it, and that's what really matters. So, just hang in there, okay?
All right, thanks, man.
And on a personal level, if you're ever feeling, that helpless, that like dread feeling, like just dread, and it's just like, what's the point? Please call me before you even think of anything, okay?
All right.
You can call me anytime on this number, okay?
All right. Thanks, man.
Of course.
All right, take care.
All right. Have a blessed night.
You too.
Okay. Oh, man, this is tough. Okay. But this is what I wanted. I want people to be able to get their stories out there, where otherwise they wouldn't be heard. Or, sometimes you try to, like, I'm lucky being a small channel. I can kind of let you talk for as long as you want. So I know that a 951 number called. If you want to call back, I can call you back. I haven't even seen the, so California, if you want to call back, please do. I haven't even seen this video yet, the chat. So I'm gonna check out chat real quick. I'll turn down the volume here. Yeah, a lot of positive love for you, Pep Sprite. Yeah. Wow, is that CJ Blaze 5G makes mold grow 6 times faster? Wow. Huh, that's interesting. And yes, we did have tech issues today, Phoebe. Many. So you know what? I'm gonna try to 951 Cali. I'm gonna try giving you a call back. Well, you know what? Someone's calling me, so I don't know what's going on. I don't see who's calling. Look at this. Oh, you guys can't see it. How do I answer this phone? What is going on? It doesn't say who's calling. What is going on? I think it's because I was hitting 951 as. Okay, so that was 9. Alright, I'm calling you. But this is all about. That's what I thought tonight. You know, after speaking to Phoebe and you know, she told me a story related directly to me as far as having a brand new laptop and the chip, just the BIOS chip. We know now. I'm here. I'm just kind of wrapping up something. But all right. But you guys know all that. So, hi. How you doing? I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone. Okay. Okay. This
Can you
is.
hear me?
Yes, this is the Red Pill at the Red Pill dispenser, and I'm glad that you called, and I'm sure you have something to share.
I have.
Do you want to share your name first?
Well, I'm in the chat. I'm Deanna.
Deanna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Deanna.
And this is great. I can't doing this right now.
Hey, what was that?
But Lord is telling me to do it, so I have to do it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Trust me, I get nervous doing this as well. It's like, you know,
Right.
but really, I've learned that like every single person is unique and amazing in their own way, and it's just so interesting to hear different people's stories, which is why the best part of my show is the calling. Despite all the great info he gives out, the calling's the greatest because people are interesting, you know. But also there's pain, and I'm gonna let you take it away, okay?
All right.
All right.
Oh my God, where do we? Let me excuse my extremely nervous about doing this.
You're not coming in too well. I don't know if you want to like speak up just a little bit, because I got you all the way up.
Is that better?
No, it's probably worse actually.
All right, am I breaking up?
All right, that's better. There you go.
Okay. And that happens to me a lot, by the way.
Okay, go ahead.
As everybody may know, they probably experience the same thing. But I am in the middle of a custody battle. And this is why I'm more nervous about that by speaking out, and it's a huge risk for me to do this. So, but I have to walk out of the water, and this is what the Lord is telling me to do. And I obey, even as hard as this is.
As you should.
I want to start out by saying April 27th this year, I will be 3 years sober.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's a huge piece of this puzzle.
That's great.
Sober.
That's great. I just hit 6 years. That's something. That's another thing. Like I said, as these videos go, you'll learn little pieces about me. I'm actually 6 years sober. Just last month. So,
Right, and
yeah. So trust me, I know.
My story. This is core. This is the very core of my story.
Okay.
Is the wreckage of my past, which is obviously used against me for the case. But
and it always will be somehow.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how long, they still bring it up. They still bring it up to this day. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, well, that was in
They-
2012, so you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
yeah,
Well, you know, when I look at it, is they're still way back there, and now I'm way over here.
exactly.
They're
Yeah.
still way back there, you know, but I'm not there. And
They
that's fine. That's who I
they
am.
probably pray that you pray is the wrong word, but they just wish that you would fall. That's what they want. Which
Exactly.
is horrible thing to wish on somebody, but
Well, it's a very complicated story. I'm going to try to. It's very hard to tell my story because there's just so many things with it. But
okay.
it definitely involves a husband who is in society. It involves police, my family, my job. Everything was targeted. My kids were removed from the home because he knows the police. Okay, they're all buddies. The day that started, I had 7 police officers rush into my home. To
By the
allow
way,
my
I'm
husband
here.
to
I'm
grab
just
the kids
changing a
and go.
diaper, but I'm here. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm here. Just so you know, I'm not. In case you didn't see me on the screen, I'm just changing a diaper down here.
I can't hear what you say.
Oh, I'm changing a diaper down here. But I'm listening. Just if you don't see me on the screen.
No, got it.
Okay.
So I have a 4.5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah.
So this all started January 2017 with that one event. And that one event changed my life forever. And the illegal way that he allowed to uselessly take the kids, all based upon my past, even though I was sober. So when I look back, there were a lot of events that was preparing for this event that happened. So my son was 5 months old at the time. I got sober when I was pregnant with my son. And that is something I'm going to have to deal with the rest of my life. But I've been away from him since he's been 5 months old. And it's been the same story everybody says in court, where you're sitting there, and even when I bring people with me, you're sitting there going, is this really happening? Like, I still don't have this is 2017 January, I still have to have paid supervision with my children. Still. 2.5 years later and 3 years sober. Also somebody who was also, the week that he came and took the kids and left with them, didn't know where to go, of course. Can't do anything about that, right? But at the end of the week, I was served with a restraining order against the house, the kids, and him. I had 5 minutes to pack. And so here I am homeless because he basically convinced everybody else that I was relapsed, or whatever his story was. I spent a couple nights in my car. Eventually I found a sober living so I could get back on my feet. And the crazy thing is I'm a nurse. And, I've never, thank God, had any problems with that. But, it still was rough, leaving with some clothes and a toothbrush, and had to restart my life from that point on. And it's been an amazing struggle, very difficult. Sorry, I'm trying to go through the main points, but I'm still fighting. I don't have a lawyer anymore. I realized very early on it was pointless, and I was paying for nothing and accumulating a $50,000 debt. So, here I am for the last maybe year and a half, going into court by myself, up against somebody who knows the judge, probably the lawyers, right? They're all in the same society.
They're all connected. Yeah, you see them at lunch together afterwards. They're supposed to. Yep. They act like enemies in the court. Yeah.
So they go play poker on the weekend, and they discuss, what chess pieces are we going to do this week? This is going to be fun. Yeah, that's what they do.
And then if there's a certain person who really pays up to a lawyer, bang, you're good. You
It's a
know?
game.
Yeah.
They play a sadistic game,
It's sick.
like a chess game.
It's true.
You know, you can tell, that there's been so many things that have been so completely illegal, but I have no power. I have no money, and I have no power, which has left me to find God even more. He is the one I completely depend on. You know, he's brought me through every moment. It's a miracle I'm sober. Seriously. It's a miracle.
It is.
He blessed me with a whole new family, in amazing, crazy ways with my AA fellowship and my church. He created a life group of people because I didn't have any family, so he gave me those. And not only that, a life group in my church, but just so happened this life group that I went into had two people in there with 23 years of sobriety, husband and wife.
Wow.
So he's like, here's everything you need. Here you go.
AA definitely works for a lot of people. I've seen it work for so many people. It's unbelievable. I don't know what exactly it is that makes it so it just meeting and talking and the fellowship and I don't know. I the steps. I don't know what. I guess it's the whole thing that I don't know. Just something about it. It works. It's not exactly my cup of tea, but just because I don't know. I'm just. I sometimes just hearing the story. I don't like hearing stories, drug stories and drinking stories too much. It's just yeah.
But my story is just so much bigger. My testimony is my victory. My testimony is saving other lives. Every day I have a chance, not only at my work, but in a meeting. I have an opportunity every day to affect a life with my story. And that's the beauty of this, and I hope that gives people hope that there are ways and God will make a way. And he made a way for me, and I was completely surrounded in darkness. And he got me out of there. And that's the way I look at the situation, was that his hand went in and grabbed me out because he knew if I stayed in that relationship, I would have probably relapsed and died, for sure. I know that. So he had better for me.
It's unbelievable.
And as painful as it was in the beginning, that it was his hand tearing me out of that situation and bringing me to a safe place, right? My secret place, as they always say, or I'm in the wilderness right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I, as hard as it is, and believe me, I have bad days, and
we all do.
I miss my kids terribly, and I can't even afford to see them because I pay $50 an hour, and I can't afford, on top of $1,200 a month with child support, which I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but it leaves me with
it's a lot to not be able to see them. How could they ask you to pay that much and you can't see them? That makes no sense.
Because he has 100% right now, and I have
but if you're giving that much money, he can't set aside some time for you. I mean, that's a lot of money. I live in Massachusetts, and everything's expensive.
I'm a nurse, but $1,200 a month and $100 a week is a lot. I mean,
it is, and it depends on where you live in the country too. I mean, it's $1,200 in Massachusetts compared to $1,200 in Houston. I mean, huge difference.
My rent is $1,500. So literally, I'm on soup that I eat.
Yeah.
But the courts will bleed you dry in every aspect of your life. They will try to bleed you dry just so they can make you go away, right? They want you to give up.
Absolutely.
They want you to give up.
That's the game plan.
Yeah.
Like if you try to fight it all the way and not plea, they make your life hell. They just want you to plea. That's it.
Yeah,
and then they get it guilty, and they get they all keep track of their win percentage rate or whatever it is. The prosecutors. And
Right.
they most of the wins are on plea deals, because they put them in an
Right.
impossible situation, that's going to cost impossible money, and and then if you happen to lose, you're really screwed. And then they throw the book at you because you fought the
Right.
system. God forbid.
I've had
God forbid
to.
you fought for your family.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, since it was all allegations, from the beginning about me, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much this entire time, I've had to always take a defensive position in court. There's always something that comes up out of nowhere, or I basically don't even have a voice at this point. But the amazing thing is, they weren't planning on this to happen.
Wow.
They wanted me to die.
They thought you would have broke by now.
They wanted me to relapse and die. That was the plan. That was the easy plan.
That's
right?
what happened. You put someone through that much stress, they're gonna relapse, or at the very least, like, give up or some. It's tough. It's tough. It's a mental game, and then all of a sudden you finally think you're at the date, and they continue it for some stupid reason.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
just
why I've learned.
it's a long process.
I have to take the humble stance, and I've done it this entire time. Walk with grace. I don't accuse. I don't talk bad about the father. I just had to go in and take the hit. And I realized also kind of early on, too, that God said, I'm in control. So you don't need no lawyer. We're going to play this out because they're going to keep failing, right? They're going to keep failing.
Yes.
No matter what they do,
And
you're not giving into it.
And you're still
And
paying $1,200 a month without getting to see them, and still, showing up, and you're still not, kind of bad talking them.
My son was 5 months old.
Wow.
5 months old.
I think it's gonna work out for
here's a
you
woman
sooner than later. I really do.
9 months sober. Okay.
Yeah.
Just had a 5-month-old postpartum done in there. Oh, by the way, they love to use that one on me. And yeah, I don't know what else you could do to a woman degrading enough as that was, to not only take her kids, to kick her out of her house, or to go, and then, orchestrate something with the work, got fired. It was reported on my nursing license. I've had a full attack in every aspect of my life. But fighting evil with evil doesn't work.
No, it
I've learned this because it only puts poison in me when I do that. And I've walked this walk the way I have, and I'm going to continue to do it the same way. And honestly, Jesus goes to court with me. I know it. He's right there. When I walk down that hallway, when I'm scared, it's like a lion walking in front of me, right?
Yeah,
I'm announcing her, okay?
Yeah, and as long as you keep doing all these things, and this great attitude you have, it's amazing. It's infectious.
And
I bet you it's infectious from the audience. And it's when you have all that and you're doing good, like deep down in your heart, you're doing the right thing. Body language and confidence. Judges do see that and notice that. They can, it rubs off. It's contagious.
But that's the funny thing, though, is they've never ordered random testing. Never even brought it up. I did it myself. You paid for it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that to me is kind of odd if that's your excuse. But anyway, and I just hope somebody who's listening would know that there's hope. I was not this grateful or positive in the very beginning. It was rough, man. I was broken, and I had to build back up. And it takes time, and with the patience, you get the blessings, the rewards, your perseverance. God loves an overcomer. That is a huge message I want to send. If you read every story in the Bible, they're all overcomers. They all came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. And he loves that because we're the ones, examining our lives and trying to do better. Whereas most of the world is in a delusion and don't even know what's going on around them. You know what I mean? Not to mention how their actions or how they treat people. But, I have the opportunity to do different. And that is what has gotten me through. And, I'm grateful to I have a great AA, group and my home meetings and my sponsor. Oh my God, the one I got out of life group. I mean, she was an angel. She's like not just program, but like really into programs. Like we go to conferences together, that kind of stuff, right? So that's what I've immersed myself in. I've had to. As a survival, I had to change everything. And I realized I wasn't happy with this big old 3,500 square foot house. I wasn't happy. I wasn't.
Yeah.
You start to realize that, and all my life I've always wanted everything, but then what I really wanted was simplicity in my life. And God has given me this opportunity to do that and find myself again. And, I'm the type that when I get in a relationship, it's, I become them, in a sense. Like I lose myself.
I think we all do, to a point.
It's normal.
To a point.
Right, and, it's...
Just to different points. Some people
right.
more than others, yeah.
So I look at it, I see God with me through a lot of things that I've had. And I see his amazing work in my life, and I can't even explain that even though this is all happening, I would never change it. Never. Because I wouldn't be who I am now. I wouldn't be a watchman or a warrior for God if I hadn't gone through this. And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
My season now is to help others. It's not my children yet. But,
you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. I know you are. You just keep it up.
It's not me. It's God.
Yeah,
he
but
has a plan.
I got chills when you said how, God he'll walk with you, and I always heard people say that like every time that somebody kind of like has that moment where they wake up and find God, and that happened to me like 2.5 to 3 years ago, and it was just this moment I just and ever since then I've had this like undying faith. It's just like it's just so strong, and
because you get to know his love and it fills you with enough. His love is enough.
Yeah, and they say that like
comforting.
in heaven, the angels do backflips every time one of us wake up. I mean,
right.
yeah, and it's like it feels like nothing here.
Like that.
Yeah, no one cares here. You know what I mean? Like we get a little medallion, or no one really cares. The AA is nice. Right? That's the thing. That's part of the reason it's nice. You get that recognition for the hard work, but when it all comes down to it, we're all in our own heads, and I think having
That's a
God.
bad place to be.
But having God helps you, because if you don't have God and you're full of negative thought, and you let that other figure creep in, it's just going to be nothing but a repetitive negative downward spiral.
Right. I would like to share something that I wrote.
Yes, please.
I do. That's how I speak with God, and it comes through my writing. But
please do, please.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find the right one here. Okay. There we go. So I wrote this on February 23rd this year, and I said, Father, thank you for sending Jesus to come and rescue me. Father, you have always planned my life to be the way that it is right now, right up to this moment in time. Father, it has only been through the events and sufferings in my life that I can now look back to see what you were teaching me, how your hand has always been over my life, and because of all that, it was the way you could get me to understand who I really am, and not defined by what the world was telling me, or even what I believed I was. The one and only thing I knew since I was very little was that I was different. I never felt like I fit in this world, and oh my, did I try everything I could to be like the world, but failed every time. That is when you, Father, came along and felt it was time to wake me up from my deep sleep so drastically as to make sure I never feel or I never fall back to sleep again. Father, you come to me with a choice at a pivotal moment in my life. Was I willing to sacrifice having everything taken from me, lay everything down and come to complete surrender, humble myself and admit that I could no longer try to deal with this world alone? Was I all in? Was I tired of suffering? Tired of the emptiness of my life in this kingdom that could never give me anything close to what you could offer me? A completeness and love that I so craved from this world, but always came up empty. I said, yes, I am all in. So, Father, you sent Jesus to me to rescue me from my darkness that was closing in all around me. It was swallowing me up. But, Father, you said it's time to go get my daughter. Jesus, you broke me free from the prison I was in. Jesus, not only did you bail me out of jail, you saved my bond. And then you have been right by my side, holding my hand the entire time. And I'm so free from the programming you're subject to living here. I was yanked from this reality, this matrix so-called, and placed instead into your kingdom. Through the eyes of Jesus, I began to know the truth of my existence here on earth. It was hard to realize everything you were told by the world were all lies. Nonetheless, it has been my greatest blessing you could have ever given me, along with the Holy Spirit and the discernment that comes with it. Now, Father, through the teachings of your Son, who I also call my brother, my entire perception of my life has been completely changed, a renewed mind. All of these amazing gifts and blessings, just because I decided to say yes.
Wow. Amen. Amen to that. I can't believe that you were nervous to call in.
I was like shaking, like, I can't do this.
That
God,
was amazing. God did get you. God did get you. That was powerful. I mean, the way that you gave a great story, like with an arc, and that was just wow.
Right.
And you know, I could relate on a couple of the things you were talking about.
Okay.
That was great. I mean, I'm sure the chat is saying the same. I can't see the chat, but wow. Wow.
It's not
Thank
me.
you so much for sharing. Yeah, but it's you too, though. You know, like it's your testimony. You know, and you're right. It is him, but it's your testimony, and I'm so happy that you got to share that, and I'm honored that it got to be on this show.
Thank you, and I love everybody. You know, I'm also on my roll all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not a big commenter, but I'm on Discord of Santa Cruz too, so you can reach out to me there. And you know, I just a call out for people to have hope, and I hope this helps them to see the true reality that you're in. That is not what this world is telling you it is. And we see it all around us, people waking up, you know, realizing, oh my God, what's going on?
And once you do wake up and you do have that like full armor of God, and I mean like truly the full armor of God.
Yep.
You know, these evil forces, they don't want to mess with you. You are like a king to they don't want to, you know, you are so high above them. You know, they
Right.
just like, all right,
They
no,
can't.
on to somebody who's more, like been through trauma. That's why one of the
Right.
stories that that I had talked about earlier was, how they were inducing trauma on Luciferians
Uh-huh.
to try to convert
Yep.
them. But
Yep.
no. Like everything they do is upside down and backwards. What they were really
Right.
doing is doing that trauma to make them Luciferians and to find out who could be a Luciferian. But when you look at the brain waves
Right.
and you don't see the empathy, wherever that empathy is in the brain, it's
Mm-hmm.
not lighting up when you're seeing
Mm-hmm.
dismemberments. I'm not even gonna say some of the
Right.
stuff in these
And you
videos.
see it.
And plus, where do they
You
get
see
these
it people all
videos?
around you.
I mean, they're probably their own videos. So,
Right.
it's like you're above them. It's just
Right.
they're so
They've
far below
tried.
you.
Believe me, they have done everything they could, but
Yeah.
nothing has touched me.
Yeah,
It can't,
yeah,
and it pisses them off.
yeah.
I had I literally had to escort this. I had a lawyer, his lawyer one time. I mean, full on, spiritual manifesting the physical. If he straight up turned demon. I was like, well, I know who you are now.
That's how I
And
feel
there are
about the
others
lawyer
with
I'm
me, they
dealing
saw
with.
it too.
Oh,
It's crazy. I was like, what is really happening? That's been my whole experience. Is like, is this really happening? Like, what is wrong? There's something wrong with this whole picture. And when I realized it was a spiritual thing, then I knew I got my power back. And, well, they really don't like that, of course, but they can't touch you.
Yeah.
It really, really can't. It's a battle of the mind and the spirit. It's an inside job first. And I had to do the inside job first before I can help on the outside help others, because it's really, really important. And I really take, especially when I'm speaking with newcomers in the program, that's a serious. The way I speak to them or what I tell them, I take very seriously because they're in a very fragile state.
yeah,
Because
yes.
I know, I was there.
The most important
So
person
that's
in the
just-
meeting is the person who's their first meet. I mean,
Yep.
that's how I know that much about it, and
It's AA is truly amazing. That's God written too. It just blows my mind, and I think everybody could benefit from doing the 12 steps, honestly. But
I think that they actually have used the 12 steps in other aspects of life because it's worked so well with addiction that they actually use it and in business sometimes, to try to like figure things out.
And it lines
It's a good
up
system.
perfectly with the Bible.
Yeah.
Perfectly with the Bible it lines up. But, I'm here to be a person that on the outside, maybe people would be like, oh, she's a nurse. Oh, she's got all this stuff together. And they probably never know that.
No, not you.
I'm
Not
an
you.
alcoholic.
My dog. Sorry.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's powerful because, and I'm a nurse too. That was very demoralizing going through that whole situation. But it doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what kind of life or where you grew up. It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't. At the core of us, we're all the same. We're all, God's children. And, that's just what I know I'm here for, is to help, others with this, because it's a very big responsibility to me to know what God, taught me.
And I think that helps too. Like that helps you. Like
Get out of your own mind.
Yeah, like you got your own stuff. But when you help somebody else, you are actually helping yourself. I mean, and actually in most cultures, that's the way. Like I heard this study. It's like they ask all these people that are depressed, and they say, okay, now you got to, how are you going to get out of this depression? Now, in the Eastern world, they'll try to help somebody else. And not just the Eastern world, most of the rest of the world, they just try to help somebody else. In America, they try to do something for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they find that the levels Americans are way more depressed after trying to help themselves than somebody who actually helps somebody else. So
Because we've become a very selfish
we're
society.
yeah, with the,
Selfies, right?
yeah, as
It's all about me.
consumers,
All
and
about
yeah,
me.
yeah. So
Yep. And
unfortunately,
yeah, and I also see the other side in the medicine aspect. I mean, medicine has no freaking clue on addiction or mental illness.
no,
They don't have
none,
no clue. None.
none.
Like they're just so. But yeah, they'll give you an opinion and state it as fact. That's for sure. I do.
It's
do
it's
hear
a
that.
big
So,
money in addiction. Because
right, and
those are revolving doors. No matter what, you have business coming
it's
in.
a problem when you see so many rehab houses popping up in your neighborhoods all over America.
Yeah.
To me, that's a problem.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a problem.
I'm
That's
part of the
getting ignored.
generation that's been wiped out. I mean, I look at like some of my when I was like my I can't even say high school because that's when it already had started. Like, like freshman year high school. I looked through the pictures, and it's like dead, jail, dead, jail. All this murdered. It's just like unbelievable. It's like my generation went through a war, which we did, but the amount of people who have died from the
Alcohol abuse,
drugs and
suicide.
the suicides and
That's a big one.
the
That's
murders in the inner cities like Chicago and any inner city really. I mean, it's staggering. It's staggering.
Well, and he gave me these ailments so that I can go into my life and help those from my experience in my normal everyday working life. I have an opportunity to treat people differently, and I see my patients in a whole different light now. And I'm an OR nurse, so I'll pray with people all the time as they're going to sleep, for surgeries. And just last week, and bringing up the youth. I mean, the generation like in high school, lower right now, like.
Oh, I really feel
so
bad
much
for them.
credit because I can't even imagine.
They grew up on
how they're growing up.
technology. They grew up on technology.
Yeah.
It's not like.
And I did.
Like we grew up on, we go down the playground, and there's kind of like a social hierarchy form.
Bye,
But now it's like Twitter. That's like the hierarchy. Twitter, Facebook. How does your picture look? How many likes do you get? I mean, I could never imagine growing up now. It's just unbelievable.
No.
The stuff that they believe in. It's just.
Right.
Some of it's pretty extreme and makes no sense.
Yeah.
But. I mean, I'm actually going to college, and I see it at college. I mean, I'm a little bit older than I'm 33, so I'm a little bit older than most students.
I'm 40.
And I've been through a lot, and and when I hear some of them talk, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And then it's just
It's
college has been eye opening for me.
It is, it's God speaking through His people. And that's what people crave the most, because they want somebody to just love them and not reject them or give up on them, because that's what people do. Yeah. But He doesn't. He'll never leave, and I've had a lot of abandonment and rejection issues. So, but in my church, I do pray a lot with the youth, because I feel their pain, not only for how they're growing up and what they have to live in, but all the things that I've suffered, depression, anxiety, alcohol, addiction, whatever. I've been through it. And now I can come to them as an adult, right? Speaking into their life, saying, look, I know, I'm a nurse, okay? But you know what? I'm just like you.
Yeah.
They're different.
Yeah. And they can really, that really makes a difference in them. Like, when a nurse, you could tell the nurses that are just like almost judgmental of you. And then the nurses who actually want to help you.
Look at your medication list.
They look at you like. And the funny thing is, a lot of these people get better. Not all, but a lot of them get better, and they live these great, successful, like God-fearing sometime and law-abiding citizen lives. And it's just they're just at their low point. Others, it's a lifetime.
Overcomers go higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have to.
They have to.
At the
They have to
bottom, right?
decide it on their own. Unfortunately, you can't force someone to get
Exactly.
sober. That's what I learned.
No,
They
no.
have to come to a
And
point, and they always say that you have to hit rock bottom, and that might be true. I don't know if it's true. I just
everybody's
think
different.
that you have to come to a point
Everybody's
where
different.
you just
Right.
make a decision. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's so many of us that don't make it, and that's also
It's yeah.
it's very sad. There
Yeah.
are many people that you go in and out of the room, and then you hear about a death. You know, you're going to
Yeah.
a funeral,
And now with the
you know,
knocking, they're not scared to do a huge amount of drugs because they know
Yeah.
that they'll be brought back to life. But
addiction is a spiritual attack. I firmly believe it's from
I
things,
think
it's a spiritual
everything
attack.
comes down to this good evil
Yeah.
paradox. I think that we're living in the end days. I really do.
Oh,
this
yeah.
This is what I
We're close.
honestly believe. You look at the prophecy, everything is lined up. The countries that are on one side versus the countries that are on the other side,
Yep.
exactly what the Bible says. There's
Right.
so many different things. You know, the
And we
Revelation
don't even
12
need to
thing
know, because
happened.
we just know.
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
know.
something's
You just
coming.
know that you know that you know.
Yeah, it's just,
You don't even need the news and all. Like, most
Yeah.
of the time, you just know.
yeah,
Something's up.
Yeah.
Something's coming. I feel it. And we
yeah,
all
it's
do.
just,
We all do. And, well, I'll let you get to another caller, but I'll leave with this. And this is what I do at work when my coworkers, nurses, doctors, and, you know, they're sitting there discussing a patient and judging them. You know, and I just kind of go up and I go, oh, you know what I see? I see a person that's really hurting. That's what I see.
good for
And then I
you.
walk away.
Good for you. And they, you know what? They must feel like such
Yeah.
assholes after that. Because,
You know,
it's easy
exactly.
to
You gotta
judge
take
when
it.
you work with them all
Yeah.
day. And there are a lot of them, and they don't, sometimes they're not like, their hygiene isn't the best. And, you know, their
No,
attitude
no.
isn't the best sometimes. And
Right.
and
But they're still
day
a
after
person.
day, you're dealing with that. You know, it's easy to
Yeah.
get judgmental, but
Oh, yeah.
but when you're walking with God, that's just not going to happen. And I
Right.
thank
And
you
it's
for
weird.
coming on. Wow, this is
No,
just like
you're welcome.
amazing. These calls. This is great. I just thought, I think it'd be a good night for people to, just kind of
Yeah.
like say what they gotta
No,
say,
we're out here.
whether they're
We're
targeted
all
or
out
whatever
here.
it is.
There's many of us out.
Yeah,
You know,
because
we're
there
all
really
out
is a battle. It
Mhm.
really is a battle.
Mhm. Yep. Yep, and it's that story about Gideon and the 300. God's like, no, I only want you to take 300 into that battle and not 15,000.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, really? And God's like, really?
Wow.
So read that story in the Bible. It's really, really pretty amazing story, and it's just about, the remnant, basically, is what I believe we are. Is definitely the remnant, the people who are given these testimonies to help and pull other people out of it. You know what I mean? So
What
that's
blows
what I
my
would like
mind
to
is
do.
that it says that the people who are going to go to heaven are already written in the book of life. That blows my mind. You know?
Yep. Everybody has a chance. Right here, right now, this minute. Even the next minute. Even the next minute. You always have a chance. You can always do something. And, it's funny that I get onto a call, right? Because for about 2.5 years now, you know how many channels I've reached out and wanted to share my story with, and no one ever emails me back. None of them.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, what is it because of the husband is because it's amazing that my voice is being stifled somehow, whether it's people don't like to talk about these topics or it makes them uncomfortable, I don't know.
Well, that's what
But
they don't like
it's the
to.
first time I've ever told
That's
my
what it
story.
is. Yeah, they don't like to.
Yeah.
But amazing.
So I'm glad to share it with you.
Yeah, no, that was an
Better.
amazing. I can relate, and you know what? Like I said earlier, people are amazing. They just have like such interesting things to say and such interesting
Just gotta clear the
views.
mud out.
And yeah, exactly. You know, like
You
you
just gotta
see
clear
all
the
these
mud
people
out.
walking by. Each one of them is so unique and so interesting. You know, they don't have to be it doesn't matter what their career is. Everyone has a unique, interesting story. You know,
And
life
even
is
if
stranger than fiction. You know.
even if I'm on the street, right, I see them all the time, right? I like to do surprise, hand out Bible, like drive-bys on the off-ramp. Fun. I love that. But, I look at them and I'm like, God, they're exactly like me. They're no different. God let him know that you love him the same as much as you love me. Because that's really the core of it, is that when you strip everything away, we're all exactly the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's society. We've created a society that values, consumerism and, kind of like making money. And it's sad because no one spends time with their kids. No one spends time with their family. Spend all day working. Sometimes you have a second job because that's just the way society has been built. It's not always been like that. Before, it was just you do enough work to eat, and the rest of that you spend it with your family. And it's just it's sad. And there's an obvious attempt to break up the family in this country. The mother, father, children, all that. They used to have 5 kids, both parents. They stay together. There's an obvious push to break apart families, in my opinion. It's just I see it, where they're always telling me you need to do this with her, and you need to do this and this and this. And yes, we'll never be together again, but they don't know that that's how I feel because I don't share that with them because it's none of their business. I just talk about what I have to, and they're just pushing so hard about what I need to do, and it's weird. But again, are you there? I don't know what happened. Oh my god. Okay, so the phone died. Let me just grab a charger. I'm gonna pull up the chat real quick. Oh my god, the phone died. It's so bad. So it's a little troll fan. I got it. And the good thing is I got the I just bought this wireless fast charger, so it'll charge wicked fast. Alright, so like I said, I just want to take a look at chat, see if anybody, that phone will be ready to go in 1 minute. So okay, let's see, there's the GoFundMe, by the way. This is so slow. Alright. Wow, some amazing calls. I just want to thank everyone so far. It's called. And it's like weird because I have no idea what people are saying. I don't like that. I like to be able to see. By the way, if anyone's here and you haven't subscribed, and you like what we do here, we do something different every time. It's always something different. Tonight, I just thought it'd be a good night for people to share their story. First time we've done that, and I think it's been great. But if you like what we do here, please subscribe. I'd love to hit that 1,000 mark. But okay, so the phone is back on. For those who are brave enough to call in. And like I do, I'll just read stories, some interesting stories I've found. I talked about that one. That's the fundraiser. Did I get to them? No. So yes, please feel free to call in about anything. We've had all different types of calls. It can be anything. You're going through a good time, bad time. You're being targeted, or you don't agree with any of this. That there's people being targeted. Anything. Kind of like to get like a 360 view. I'm open to all views and willing to hear anybody out. Trying to see stories that I have. Oh, I got it open. All right, I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna open this up here. Oh, there we go. Wow, this is weird. It's like it's gonna be in another country. But we'll see. Hello, it's the Red Pill. Red Pill Dispensary. One step. North Carolina. We're gonna get to you next, North Carolina. Okay. Right now we're on with. What's your name again?
Gus.
This is Gus from
the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands. Wow.
Exactly.
That explains the number.
It's 5:30 in the morning here, but I'm a moderator on TV sites and on gun bear sites and different sites as well. It's all Alex Jones stories and the like. And I thought I'd give you a quick buzz just to say hello, and I just subscribe to you.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
I'm 67. Got nothing really special to talk about, but I thought, well, you could get me going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could tell us a lot about the Netherlands. I'm sure you could say. You said you're 60 years old. I mean, I'm sure you could tell us a lot about different obstacles in life. Triumphs. Whatever's on your mind.
Well, I'm an Australian, but I moved here as a speed skater when
that's what I was thinking. I was like, it sounds like an Australian accent. Yeah.
But I got married here, and I've been living in the Netherlands since 1972.
Oh, wow.
And I'm 68 now. But anyway, I've been an Alex Jones listener for 25 years since the get-go. And I sort of specialise in that and what's happening worldwide. I follow all the news events. I do this 14 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So,
That's actually the basis of what we do here is that type of stuff. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I moderate a lot of Alex Jones channels and that, and I keep an eye out. And I throw in music links and all kinds of information. And it's what I love doing. And I've broken nearly every bone in my...
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No. No. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, from another country, no. Oh, Gus, the phone died. You know what? I mean, I don't know if you had to, like, pay extra to call. Oh, man. I have to. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I tried to take it out. I took it out of the wall and I plugged it into the. Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna let it. Give it a second to charge. Gus, I'm sorry. I hope that you didn't have to spend money on that call because I really want you to call back. And then, of course, I didn't forget about you in North Carolina either. But, yeah, let's give it a little bit of a charge, yeah. I guess it only does the fast charge if it's in the wall. On the speed charge. I tried plugging it into the computer. I guess it just kind of drains. That sucks. That was interesting. Yes, please call back, Gus. Please. I'll tell you exactly what you went to. So okay, I'm gonna check out the. No, so first I have to do this, I think. Okay. So you guys can see. Come on. Nothing's working. Oh yeah, the BIOS chip. So many good calls. Alright, so we're getting YouTube here. Why does it come up with her every time? Alright, I'm gonna change this. I don't know why it does that. I think it just does it on the, Internet Explorer because I never use that. Alright, this phone reaches, so Gus, if you wanna call, just go ahead. It's already up to 6%, so I just hope that it didn't cost you money to call. I would call you back, but I don't know if there would be, some crazy charges from here to there. Actually, I'm pretty positive there would be. So yeah, the phone's on, Gus. And it's funny, my father, who's like, my hero, my everything. He was in Vietnam. He was in the military. I joined the military because of him. And, he ended up dying moving a piano at 65. And it was me and him moving it together. And he had a heart attack, and that's my father. And he was Augustine, but everyone called him Gus. And everybody knew him in the neighborhood. we grew up in the neighborhood. If you guys ever heard of Whitey Bulger, the Winter Hill gang, that's literally where we lived, Winter Hill. So, in Somerville. So, Somerville, Massachusetts. I was going to tell you where I was born, but that's probably not too smart. But yeah, I did grow up there. But I was born and went to high school somewhere else, so I don't think it's really doxing myself, but yeah, Gus, if you want to call back, I mean, unless it costs you, too much money, you get the phone. It's just loading up here. If not, North Carolina, if you could just give Gus like a minute or two, a couple minutes, make sure. So it's all set, if you want to call. Let me look at chat while I'm waiting. What do we got? Still strong at 21. Gus, make sure to call in again sometime if you don't tonight. Yes, please do, Gus. I hate that happened to you, especially being overseas. I was really looking forward, because I know you had some stories. Just by the way, you said, well, I don't have anything particular. Ah, here he is. Okay, good. Okay. Gus, yes. So I'm gonna keep my eye on the battery, and I'm not gonna let that happen. So.
This is Gus again. So hey, I'm back.
Alrighty.
I call for free, right? So that's not a problem at all.
So it's does it cost to call?
No. I pay a monthly sum.
Oh, okay.
€70 a month, and I call down the whole world for nothing. So
Okay, good.
I hang on all day on the phone as long as the battery lasts, and that's okay.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, where were we? I don't know. I go anywhere, but but when I look at the whole story of what's happening in the USA, it really concerns me. I think I see what's happening in Europe and all the protests, the unrest, and what's happening in London and Paris and all around the place. Protests and murders. I even hear back from Australia, and because I've still got family there, what's happening in Melbourne and other places, and with the Muslims
and with the New Zealand thing, that whole part of the world.
That was a nice screw job, wasn't? Excuse my French, but
yeah. What a interesting city name for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just missed that last bit you said.
Yeah, what an interesting name for a city. For that to be, it's just, it's just
places, right?
Yeah. We don't want to say it, but yeah. So, but yeah, it's just odd. What a name, you know what I mean? It's like
it's picked out for a reason, I guess.
Of course, that's the way it goes, and
that's it.
It's so funny how many people fall for all this stuff, but.
Well, it's all done for a reason. There's an agenda, and
always.
And it's all been planned. I mean, they planned this way ahead of time, and you can't convince me otherwise. I mean, you could see it happening, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, they plan long term, and most humans do not do that. You know, they don't plan that far ahead. I mean, they're planning generations ahead. They're planning 10, 20. They have a 5, 10, 20. They have a plan for everything. You know, and then if this goes, you know. And honestly, I think that Trump becoming president really did throw a wrench in their whole plan. I really do believe that. Because you could tell it was not
Trump's going
expected.
to get it together because if he doesn't, you know, I fear for the worst. And God, you're having a problem with Congress and building that wall and all the Democrats and everything else. God, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And when I look at the people in the street and like on the Alex Jones show, the clips that you get to see, I mean, are these people all gone insane or what?
Yeah, it's a mob mentality. It's something that you would never do alone, but because everybody's doing it, and because of stupid representatives in the House of Representatives, like Maxine Waters, says to go out and do it. I mean, you know, what do you expect? You know, these all, you know, and like I said, they break the family unit. There's no father. You know.
LGTBs and all the rest of it.
Yes. Yes.
And like Amsterdam, you want to go there? They got the gay parades here. It's rampant here as well.
Yeah.
And oh God, when you see where the world's going to, I mean, it makes me shudder. I don't think I'll live to see
every corner of the world. Every corner. I mean, I was starting to think, like, wait, what about South America? And I'm like, what am I thinking? Venezuela. Like, it's the worst.
I know people all around the world.
Yeah. When I was in the U.S. Navy, it was culture shock for me. Because at first I was Pacific Fleet. And I was never on a ship. But they would fly me places. And then I would be on a ship for a short time. But I was never, like, stationed on a ship. Because I was, a code breaker, military intelligence. So, you know, underground bases or submarines, which luckily I never had to experience that. That's not the greatest gig. You know, 6 months, no one knows where you are. Just, it's unbelievable. But just going around the world, it's a culture shock. It really is. I mean, the Netherlands, I have family who moved to Switzerland.
I've been all around Europe, you know, through my skating and my sport and all that. And I'm a master gold and silversmith. I've actually worked with the Queen of the Netherlands.
Interesting.
And I was commissioned to do it. And I had a personal audience with her. And I got stuck in the museums here and all that. I'm quite a famous person here, actually. Well, I'm a targeted individual, too, because who's the head of the Bilderberg Group? Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, right? Now, King Willem Alexander, and I've met them. They know me. That puts me in sort of win position, right? Because I post Alex Jones videos and cover the Bilderberg meetings on YouTube. Well, it's cost me more than one computer, I'll tell you that.
Your computer goes first.
But it makes life interesting, right?
It does, but it gets to be much.
In Switzerland, I've met the big wigs and everything else. I know the people that rule the Olympic Games. You know, you name it, I've met them, right? And
Denmark is a major player, too. Isn't that correct?
Planning all this stuff.
The bank and all that.
Just think of what they've done, the Quickleys and all. Read the books, and you'd be surprised. I mean, they don't teach this in school. I mean, how the general student or whatever, you know, I used to hang out in the libraries half my life. I used to wag school, you know, I dropped out of college and later worked for the government. And, Yeah, amazing stuff. I was trained as a telecom engineer to start off with, but later on I went into administration, and I always loved gold and silversmithing, so I started that here. And ran my own business, and I succeeded, you know.
Nice.
And I made a name for myself anyway. So I know. You know, I've got a sort of business mind. You want to get ahead in life, go out there and do something. Right?
Yeah.
And pull your finger out and start your own business, get to work. Right? I never took a day off work. I've never been on the dole. Wouldn't even know what it was. Right? I'm a working guy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're very similar to my father in that way.
I see how many people are in difficulty in music, just in our chat groups.
Yeah, right.
Now can't get a computer, this and that. No, I contribute a bit of money here and there, and okay, it helps them out for a little while and to get some new gear or something. Right, good luck. I listen to their shows all the time, and I owe it to them, you know, from a Christian perspective. You've got to help your fellow man. I mean, you just can't sit there and see other people go down the drain. I've got a really hard time doing that personally, but
watching them go down or being
watching everybody on the breadline.
Yeah.
They can hardly.
Is there such a huge gap between like a 60?
Is that what America's supposed to be about? I mean, the bells are ringing in my head. Well, I mean, what's going on? It's supposed to be a free country.
Yeah.
But it's not free.
No.
Well, you might get a freebie if you cross the border as an illegal. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And free everything once you're here. While they bust veterans' walls over the smallest things.
And here we go, right?
Yeah. Now in the Netherlands, is there that much of
the wages and school Americans out of their own jobs and etc. You know, I got a problem with that.
Now in America, there is a huge gap between, like, let's say, like we call it like millennials, right? 25 and under, and let's say 50 and over, right? Now that's always been the case. You know, there's always been, this generation. They've always said that, and that's the argument that's made by the younger crowd. But no, I don't think there's ever been a situation where there's been such a gap and such a dangerous gap between the 50 and over crowd and like the 25 and under crowd. I mean, you go everywhere and you see old women working, and you don't see any young men, any military age men. You don't see them working anywhere. You know, you go places, it's all in America. You see old women, old men. They're the ones who work at your local grocery store, your local Best Buy. You know, there might be a couple, but he's like 40.
Mom and pop shops gone. Right?
Oh, yeah, there is no more. It's all Walmart and, yeah. It's just...
You can flip burgers with your college degree.
Yeah.
You can get a job.
Right? Get a degree in gender studies and things that...
Oh, yeah, you'll be fine then.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? It's just... It's so different than ever. I mean, I wasn't around back then, and I know that obviously throughout history, the older generation always thinks the younger generation is great. It used to be rock and roll or whatever, you know, or like
I know music. I come from a musical family.
So and then I bet you the older crowd back then looked at it as the devil, the things you hear. But
that's what it was, the devil's music.
Yeah.
The thing about Elvis Presley and all that.
Exactly.
They changed it,
but it's never been like this, where, the only people who actually understand work.
You really want to go into the conspiracy theory of it all.
Yes.
And see me playing the music and the Beatles and all that. Right? It was well done. It was actually planned.
Yeah, I believe it.
The free sex, the rock and roll, and they threw the drugs in then too. So, and they invented the pill, right, in 1960.
Yeah.
Right, so you had free sex.
All of a sudden, pharmacology.
Right, blues, rock and roll, you name it, drugs, the whole shebang, right?
The Quaalude, the Black Beauties.
With the family up, because the family values were out the window.
Yeah. And nothing compared to today, but yeah, but slowly but surely, they have decimated the family.
In Michigan State, in the north side or the south side, I forget which, and all the rappers there, and drug dealers, and all the gun shooting and gang wars.
Yeah, Chicago.
For me, that's pretty hard to imagine. I've seen the documentaries on it, and
it's unbelievable.
And a whole lot of footage. But I thought, God, I wouldn't want to live in that neighborhood.
It's worse than a war zone. It is a war zone. I mean, it's a war zone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then a couple of blocks over, you have some of the richest people in the world living in luxury. And it's just so funny how that works.
But then again, well, you're targeting the Amish, or whatever you call them, right?
Amish?
The Amish people, right, with a horse and cart and off-grid and all this kind of thing. They can't even sell their raw milk and all that. And this is over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Amish have done a pretty good job of keeping their way of life, as far as I know.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I'd love to be an Amish person, right?
Yeah, simple. Yeah, just simple, just you get what you need for the day, all that. Yeah.
Have a good time.
10 wives.
And whatever,
No, I'm just kidding. No, they don't do all that, right? 10 wives. No, that's not
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't really know that.
I guess they're doing okay,
Yeah.
But, yeah, when I hear a little bit, like Don Bear's neighbours, and that, he's got Amish there, and they're good woodworkers, they make quality products, and they want
the best in the world.
They've got some principles.
The best in the world. I mean, it's just like they have a technique passed down generation to generation, and they're not distracted by anything, and they're fully into their craft, and there's no one else that can say that. And it's by hand.
Yeah.
It's like a
That's
certain
right,
art.
a trade. What the hell are the kids learning? I don't know. I'm a tradesman. I work with my hands. I'm an artist. Okay, I've made $1 million. I've lost $1 million. But I've still got quite a bit, enough to see me out, right? I go work hard all my life for it. I never got anything for nothing,
Yeah.
I work 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, whatever was necessary. People just don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't complain.
But also, you know what I think's a part of it though is the gap between the upper class and the lower class has never been so wide. I mean, back in the 50s, 60s, after World War II, it was close, like one man could work 40 hours a week and have a nice home with a bunch of kids and be okay, and it's just gotten tougher and tougher, and then the gap widens. The richer, poorer. Now we're at the point where the middle class doesn't even exist. It's basically just the lower class. They're upper lower class if they work. It's crazy.
System, right? And when you look at it now, I forget which program it was. I had a YouTube on it the other day, and Don Bear was playing it on his channel and this and that. But I throw in the links there. But very interesting. A friend of mine from the USA made it years ago, and he used to grow his own food and everything. They're quite happy until they took his channel down, and I don't know why. He might have had a couple of got henna plants in his garden too. Of course, who doesn't? But
Who would know? Yeah. What they do is they hit you with one strike, and then once they hit you with the one, they go through all your videos and find a couple more.
Too. You know, I'm just hanging on a thread on this one, but anyway.
Yeah, if you want to give the name of your channel, feel free.
It's Gus the Broken 2. You know, Gus the Broken 2. It's all in one word.
Gus
And then
the Broken.
two on the end of it. You know.
So Gus the Broken.
I'm on Raw and I'm on different platforms too, and I'm called Gus the One on Horn and Gus the Broken 2 on YouTube. You know.
No, you're saying Gus the Broken, right?
But I don't make videos. I supply content. I use other people's content. Right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I pass that on. I've got 500 playlists. I mean, there's
There you go.
stuff in there. Right?
No, that's good. That's good.
To see 250 playlists, and they keep deleting stuff and taking channels down. I mean,
Yeah, I keep losing numbers. I'll go up, and then the next day it'll go down. It's like,
messing around.
it's like, why is that happening? I doubt that many people wake up in the morning actually. They're like, you know what? No, fuck that guy. It's unsubscribe. I don't think that many people are doing that every day. They're messing with it somehow, you know?
I remember when YouTube,
And I'm new, so it's not like
I'm talking
it's
about,
old.
I don't know, 15 years ago or something around there. And then when you could actually make your channels look nice, you know, put flowers in the background, and you know the
Don't
old
let me
YouTube
stop you. I'm just running to the head real quick, okay?
Pardon?
Don't let me stop. I just got to run to the head, but the audience is here listening to you, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just in case you don't see me on the screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
I'll be right back.
So you had all your YouTube channels, and we were on the original YouTube, and then YouTube kept changing the system now and making it so you couldn't personalize it, and we had lovely chats going in there and everything, you know, and then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, and they were screwing us over on YouTube, which they're doing now as well. And we said, well, we're going to shut down every Sunday, make all the videos private. We're going to protest. And we did, you know, for about 6 months or something. But YouTube never complied. They just went forwards and did their own plan. You know, then they amalgamated with Google and everything else, and the rest is history. Right? We've all become slaves. Right? And God thank for Vaughn as another platform. But, you know, they can be pretty nasty as well. Right? And I'm not on, I deleted my Facebook account. I'm not going on Facebook. I don't use Twitter or shit or whatever thing they use. Right? I'm busy on YouTube, right? And on Vaughn's then,
That's the only thing I use too. Oh, Twitter a little bit, just for my work.
Well, it's good
I work in sports,
get your message out, right?
Yeah.
But see, because I don't make videos, everybody asks, oh, come on, you know, get on there and that. But all I do is add links, you know, or add news articles.
Yes.
Because that's what I do. And,
Yeah.
And I'm not sending photos around and all this, you know. I get a lot on email. I've got to get hundreds of them a day, and you've got to fight through that. But, yeah, I'm pretty broadly educated, you know, from A to Z. You know, if I haven't heard of it, it's not worth hearing, sort of thing. And I'm a know-it-all. I sound like it, and I'm actually a bit of a know-it-all. Of course, there are a lot of things that I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how much you know, how much you have to know to realize how little you know.
That is profound, what you just said.
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
People just listen to, some listeners just listen to the Alex Jones show. I think, I'm woke up. Well, you might have woken up to
I don't know. I think it's been controlled lately, and
you're not looking at everybody, and history and all the rest of it, then I'm sorry, you're missing the clue. Right? Just go out, look up. What is Agenda 21 or 2180?
Oh,
Yeah?
that's the one. That is one of the biggest. People just don't see it coming.
Right.
They don't see it coming. I mean, that's when if someone tried to have like a bee farm or something like that, they'll come and kill the queen and all the bee. Like Monsanto owns it all. It's just
That's right. And see what Monsanto's done, right, with all the GMOs.
Yeah.
And then now, if you want to go into the pharmaceutical business, oh my God.
Forget it.
It's endless, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. It's like you said earlier with how in the '60s that's when like the pill started, and I mean look at what it is now. That's all Western medicine is if as a veteran, if I go to the VA, they'll try to give me 9 medications, literally.
Right, wow.
And only one actually works. The rest are just for side effects.
A few listeners in the chat group that have problems with the VA, right?
Yeah, it's getting better, but yeah, there's a lot of problems.
Believe, right?
Yeah.
You believe it because you're going through it.
Yeah.
Right? But the normal Joe Blow doesn't know it. And I even emailed the president, because I go on all their videos and I sometimes add music, sometimes I comment, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But then, and I go to the United Nations, like the Department of State, the White House, you name it, even to Russia and Vladimir Putin. I do a whole lot of Russian stuff too. And then I say, well, how about who's going to make the VA work again? But I haven't seen much difference, right? Donald Trump, I mean, now, what is the improvement? A shorter waiting time? Or getting a better treatment? What?
The waiting time is better. It used to be, like, I would go there, I'd try to get an appointment. It was ridiculous. We're talking a year, over a year. Now it's like 3 months. So that's gotten a lot better. And the whole problem with it was this. VA employees could not be like just fired. Like it was very difficult to fire a VA employee. And they would treat us like trash, especially like the VA. And they'd be like, oh, what are you here looking for? Another handout? Or, like they just treat you like trash. They don't even know what your story is yet, They grow cold and they can't be fired. Yeah. So he changed that. Now they get fired.
Conscripted to go to Vietnam for 18 months, right, to fight your war.
Yeah.
Right, I'll call it your war because we're now American ally there.
Yeah.
And I got out of it for medical reasons. Otherwise, I would have gone there and started killing boots or whatever you call them.
Yeah. So you would have been in Vietnam.
Yeah,
my father was there.
Right? My colleagues from work and from sport and all that, they came home in boxes all totally messed up, without a leg and psychologically, really messed up.
The psychological is the worst. It is. Right. That's the hidden injury.
That's right. And then, where's the help, people? Come on.
Yeah.
Where's the help? What are you waiting for? You're good enough to fight the war. And you come back and you spit on you? It's, for me, so difficult to understand.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I don't really... I guess you were there. Like, what was it like? Why? I understand that the story came out where they slaughtered a whole village, including babies. I understand that story came out. It ended up being a little bit fabricated. It was more so this one sergeant that was giving orders to certain people, but it did happen, and I just have a hard time thinking back, like how could. Because people have a hive mind, you know what I mean? Like now, You can see it. Like everyone jumps on one thing. It's like a hive mind. It's like that must have happened with this Vietnam because I just couldn't imagine treating them. A lot of them had no choice. They got something in the mail saying that they had to go. They got drafted. You know, so how are you gonna hate them?
Oh, I got called up. We were standing there with 2,000 men.
Yeah.
And being treated like cattle. I had to go through a whole day's worth of research, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're pulling you around naked and by your arms and come here and, you know, real authoritarian like. And I thought, what was this? Well, I'm not in the army yet, mate.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
And you know what? Hey, people don't think it, but if we actually go into war with Russia, and I meant to say China and Russia, there would be a draft. There would be a draft. There's too many. There's too many people. I mean, a lot of the war would actually be fought like because technology is so like crazy nowadays. A lot of it's gonna be fought with like satellite, just real fast, quick, boom, 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 like strategic. But at some point, men have to hit the ground. Men gotta hit the ground.
Psychological war.
Yeah.
This is the whole point of it.
It's been a war, I feel, for a
You
while.
don't have to fire one bullet. You can take over a country without
Yeah.
firing the bullet.
Yeah. Cause upheaval from the inside.
The immigrants come.
And it almost feels like that's happening to America.
That's what the USA is facing right now.
Yeah, yeah. It almost feels like that's even happening in America. People are talking civil war. I mean, they don't really mean it, but like they talk. It's like
You've got all the guns, but no one's using them. All right.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for that Second Amendment. All the guns are there.
Why don't you go to the White House and own?
Oh no, it's better. It's because
I've seen that happen, but
they have such technology. They would flip a button and every single person would drop their gun because it hits your brain. There's videos of it. They have these machines and it's just like it'll make you just like you can't stand it. Nobody can.
Sound machine.
Yeah. You just
sound weapons.
So it's like. You know, it's better more so just, you know, protect you and yours and, you know, whatever supplies you got. Instead of, you don't march on
not the citizens,
the military
and the government.
Yeah.
The government is the God that you adore. You pay your taxes to it.
Well, it's the military's job to overthrow the government if they're that corrupt.
Parking fines. You've got to do everything what the government wants, right? So, in fact, the government has become God, you know. The church doesn't rule anymore, right? You mean you're not Christian, right?
I am. But I'm in the small minority.
Anyway, I'm talking in general terms.
No, I know. I'm in a very small minority, trust me. Like, but growing up, everybody went to Sunday school, Catholic. Now, nobody does. You don't see it.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
the
true.
government has become God.
It's true. The church in America, especially up north, down south, it's a little strong. It's a lot stronger, but.
How are you going to change that if the Democrats don't connect with the Republicans and the Libertarians or whatever you like to call it, right? And they don't work as one. Well, they're never going to, right? Because all you're doing is fighting each other, right? Just look at Congress, right?
It's the worst it's ever been.
Against the Jews, but then it's all the Jewish lobby in there because the Jews run the Congress.
And they have dual citizenship. That's the biggest problem.
Trust and the rest pay cash.
And they have.
Look what the Clintons have done. Just look at.
Making good points.
Those trillions of dollars disappeared.
Yeah.
You name it. Who did 9/11? No, it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't figure that out yet, there's something wrong. Right?
Absolutely.
Why? Right, so America is in so much trouble right
Honestly,
now.
I mean, I don't even want to say. I would say Mossad, but you know that's just me.
I'm saying Mossad. They were the Russian Jews, right?
Yeah.
Did you know? And this is a fact. that every president of Israel is a Russian or comes from a Russian bloc. Every president ever is a Russian Jew.
And you know what's amazing? There's a bunch of senators and House Representative people that they have dual citizenship, America and Israel. You shouldn't be able to be a senator if you also have a citizenship in another country.
Right? When the Cold War ended, now the Jews went all to Jerusalem or whatever, Israel, right? And they were welcome there. Now, if you
and that's what Christians want. They want the end to come, and they have to be there.
Right, and I'm talking the Russian Jews that don't even speak Jewish, run the high-tech sector. They make the chips, they develop them. They put the back doors in everywhere, including your computer. It's not Intel inside, it's Israel inside. They've got a back door to it all. Right, you can research it. Right, that's common. It should be common knowledge.
I've heard some of this, and then what they call themselves too. Yeah,
well, it's not your normal Jew there, right?
Yes.
It's a sort of very elite group.
Yeah.
Right? And they develop, Vladimir Putin, right, is very friendly with Netanyahu. He's very friendly with Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor. They used to serve in Germany, both of them together. He as a KGB agent and she as a Stasi agent, right?
Yeah, and in England, their royalty, they're German. They're German. They changed their name. It used to be longer.
The British Queen, and they're both actually German.
Yeah, they're actually German. Isn't that crazy?
It's a clique, right?
Yep, England, their royalty is German. That's crazy.
Right, so now,
Queen Elizabeth is
China
German.
actually won the war when you look at it
I heard
way.
that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
It's odd.
you take all those little things into account, just who they actually in the world. Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's a good question.
It's the question.
Yeah, it's the absolute one. But something like, and when Donald Trump meets Netanyahu in the White House, and they're all lovey-dovey, pally-pally, right? And Israel's still more high-tech from America, right? And they're selling it to the Russians because they're good pals, right? And they're even getting it, it's all made in China and that, and so, well, that's your iPhone factory there again, right? And they get all the technology via, guess who, right? Just go figure. You know, it's not that hard to figure out, right? But you've got to see all this.
I don't know. If Israel is selling that many weapons to the Russians,
An idea about it.
if Israel was selling that many weapons to the Russians, U.S. would never let that happen unless we were in on it. That's the only way.
The left hand never knows what the right hand's doing, sort of thing, but they do actually know. Right? He already sold how much uranium to Russia, right? Remember that one? Right.
Yeah.
So there's deals being done under the table. You got no idea. I mean, I'm not with MI5 or MI6 or whatever, but I might as well be. It's crazy, you know. But anyway, that's the short phone call from me, and at least I've said hello. And
that's what I'm saying. I just love. I didn't expect all that. I'll tell you that. At the beginning, you said I don't even know what to talk about, and that was interesting.
You're on for days on it.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was very interesting. Have you ever been on the Patriot Soapbox?
Pardon?
Have you ever been on the Patriot Soapbox? It's like another YouTube channel.
Yeah, I listen to that all the time. I'm subbed up there.
Yeah, you never spoke on them though? I could have sworn I heard you on there. Or someone that sounds just like you.
All right.
Yeah,
Listen to that. Sorry.
it's crazy. You said.
Anyway, look, I listen to all the programs.
Yeah. I've been listening for a while. Yeah.
On 3 different Alex Jones shows. Later on that, I do that every day. And then on TV's channel, then on Mikey P's in England, and then a few other people, and Sig Pat, and they're all American-based, usually, you know.
Yeah.
And, well, I put in my 2 cents worth, and I try to make sense of it all and analyze it all and have an opinion for what it's worth. Yeah, whether good or bad.
Yeah, no, hey, no, there is no good or bad because, honestly, it is so complicated. Yeah, and plus, there might even be, I know that I really believe there is even bigger forces at work behind these things, you know? Some evil shit, you know?
Well, there is some evil shit then, but anyway, you know.
Yeah.
I just say I don't choose sides except for good versus evil. And when it comes down to choosing those two, I choose the good.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And then whether you're brown, I don't care what color your skin is or what race where they come from.
Yeah.
It's all the same to me. We're all people.
Exactly.
Right?
I totally agree.
It's a fight between good and evil, and it is a spiritual
In the end, it
battle.
really is. It is a spiritual battle in the end. It's like, but it's like so many complicated. It's like, yeah, the bad really seem good. You know what I mean? Like if you believe, you know, with the world we live in. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Stand up and try to do something for God's sake, because if this keeps on escalating, it's leading to Armageddon, or give it a name. We're all going to hell and harm.
Yeah, I mean, the Bible has been getting fulfilled, all the prophecies. It's crazy. You know? I mean, just Trump himself, you know? They're putting him on coins with King Cyrus from the Bible. And now we just gave them the Golan Heights.
It's doing with everything, right?
Yeah.
The Sunnis against the Sikhs, what's happened there in the Middle East and everywhere, right? But like they said, that they're going to take over that. Like when, God no, memory goes, come on. The Iraq war.
Yeah.
Right, even before that, when we're talking about
Desert Storm.
What's that guy's name?
Gaddafi.
No, not Gaddafi.
That was fucked up what they did to Gaddafi.
Well, it's all the same thing.
He actually did good things for his people.
Right?
They didn't have to work.
That's why they took Gaddafi. He had gold.
And he figured out how to make it so and if you're a citizen in his country, you don't have to work. Like you just go about, you have this, you have that, because everything's a gold country, you know? It's just so unbelievable. But the rest, you think the U.S. is going to put up with that? Or anyone, for that matter?
We're going to take over 7 countries, right?
Yeah,
That's what English said. Well, they're still busy taking over the 7th, Sven.
Yeah.
Right? But they've done all right with the other 6.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Because they're all up the start.
Crazy.
Right? With the Clintons and our God knows who. Right? I mean, you voted the screwballs in there. Deal with it now. Right? From the European standpoint. Right? I didn't vote them in.
Yeah.
It's your country. Where the heck is it? You know? And so I like Americans, you know? I love the country. It's the people I hate. Sort of thing.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I don't even make that, but that's just being... Well, it is hilarious, you know. Some of the people I don't like, but it's good and bad in every culture and every nation, every religion.
And you know what's crazy is it's like you gotta come here to really know the people rather than the news.
I'm too old to travel anymore.
The news doesn't portray things in an accurate fashion with the U.S. Yeah. But hey, thanks. What a great call. I really appreciate you calling. That was a great call. That was I like talking to you. That was good. you're very knowledgeable. You're very worldly. You know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, very worldly.
I'll
Yeah.
call again some other time.
Yeah, definitely. Please, Gus. Same name as my father. Yeah, yeah. Very, very worldly. Wow, it feels like I could talk to you about anything and you would know what I'm talking
All
about.
right, go off, right, I love it.
Yeah, so I want to thank you, and please call again. You know. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I hope you get more than 1,000 subs. Then we should have.
I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
And,
Thank you,
I'll
my
try and
friend.
promote it as best I can. You don't have to share links, but simply sharing is the. We're preaching to the choir, right? Because we're all on different channels, but we're all connected. Right?
Exactly. And we all have the same drive. It's a thirst for knowledge, you know?
Yep. But we've got to get the good guys in there and bugger the trolls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
There's a lot
exactly.
of work for you moderators. So, go for it. Right? We get the good guys in there. And spread the word, and I think that's the way to go. You know, you can't do it all in one day. It's a whole education, and you really do have to know a lot. It's not worth just listening an hour a week or an hour a day, and you know what's going on if you haven't researched it.
You gotta do your research these days. I mean, with technology at your fingertips, someone doing research versus you not gives them such an advantage in any situation. It's like you got to do your research before, like, you know, if you have something you know you're about to do, you know, you just can't be not ready like
You have
that.
a full-time job, right? You've got to earn your living, and you've got family and kids and that. Who's got the time to do it?
Yeah. Oh, fuck! I said that I would. Excuse my language. I think talking, but I said I'll keep my eye on the percentage, and it went off. All right, so I'm gonna plug it in again. Now, wait, I'm trying to remember. Was there somebody who called? Yeah, there was. So, but we'll see if there's still. Who was it? California, was it? I forget. But there was a call. There was a call right when he called. Someone called right then. It happens every time. It's like 2 calls at once, and the first one I get. So there was 1 call. I'll check in a sec. But damn, it's after midnight here already. I've been on for a while, and I haven't seen. It's like so weird, like not being able to like see any of the. This whole time I haven't been able to see chat, so you guys could be like gone, or, you know, I have no idea. Or like trying to tell me like, yeah, Matt, like, you know, end this conversation, you know, anything, you know, I don't know. Or it could be some big news. Moff is probably on by now. Wow, I didn't know it was this late. So I don't know what the hell to do. Okay, shit. Alright, guys, so tell me the deal. Is Moff on? I don't know, just let me know the deal. I'm gonna check the phone right now. Because I think there was one other caller, but let me know. Wicked interesting callers tonight, right? Every single call was different. You know what I mean? Like a different type of person and subject, right? And they were all great. And that's what I mean by like, you know, once you actually like really like, you know, like talk with someone like, and you know, they open up. People are amazing. People are just amazing. But we just don't do that these days. Like, you know, with technologies, you know, it's just was even there. I put the baby to sleep like an hour and a half ago. So probably if it's 12 minutes, 11, that's late. But I could sleep in a little bit. Alright guys, let's see what you're saying here. So it sounds like people are saying he's on Monday. I thought he just wasn't on Sundays, but I mean, I thought last week was just like a one-time thing because calls was starting to get to him. Kelly, what's JWTB? Yeah, the Collins show, yeah. This has been a great show. Crazy Collins. So, wait, okay. So let me see, was there another call? Yeah, there was. North Carolina. So, North Carolina, you know. Oh, no, wait, did I talk to you actually? You left the voicemail. Oh, I don't think I meant to talk to your message. Yeah, I don't think they meant to. Okay. Any breaking news I don't know about? I assume not. I'm sure you guys would have told me. Alright, so let me see if I got anything else. Unless 910 is gonna call. Or anyone else, you know? I am kind of like making it more like nerve-wracking. Like, wow, every call has been great. It's like, you don't want to be that one call. Everyone's like, hang up. No. You guys, I didn't get to see, but I just already know you guys like respectful during every call. Plus, every call was kind of, was great. I mean, nothing you could say. You know, a couple opinions you may not agree with, but. Okay, so I'm trying to see this. I get the stories here. The Navy SEAL accused of war crimes. So they just let him out of the brig. I mean, they can put you on bread and water diets, you know, and he's actually suing them because. This is like that famous story where Trump was involved trying to help him. And he's being charged. And he was a Navy SEAL. I mean, what these guys do just all the time is crazy. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. And a situation went down, like, and something went bad. And he had no choice to, like, shoot the Afghan hostage. I don't know if it was a hostage or a prisoner. I don't know. So he's getting in trouble, but I think Trump will pardon him no matter what. But in the meantime, they got him in the brig. And what the hell's the story? The hell is this? I hate these types of websites. But basically, that's the story. I mean, I think the whole idea is that he is suing them. Here we go. Sorry, see, and this computer, like, I just bought right after that one. So it shouldn't be that slow. I mean, I have a lot of things open, but still, it shouldn't be. The only, like, thing I really have downloaded is the OBS. Alright. A decorated U.S. Navy SEAL facing war crimes trial is extremely happy to be out of the brig he was being held in since September, a California House Republican says. And the SEAL's family has been posting pictures the first time they were allowed to see him in months. Representative Duncan Hunter's comments on the Brian Kilmeade show this week come days after President Trump announced that Eddie Gallagher would be moved to less restrictive confinement ahead of the SEAL's May 28th court date. So, nice. So that was Trump that did it. Wow. So Trump's the one that. Sorry for the smoking. Let's see. So, where was I? I'm sorry. That just blew my mind. All right. Gallagher is accused of killing an injured ISIS prisoner of war in Iraq, amongst other charges, and he was relocated this weekend from the brig at U.S. Marine Corps Air Station Miramar to a naval facility in the San Diego area. So he's still being held, but yeah, it's not the brig, you know? Big difference. I mean, the brig, you act up, fuck, you're already in the hole. I mean, like a regular jail, like the hole. So then they'll bread and water dye you. Oh. So that's bad. And then when I saw him, he was kind of out of it. Yeah, to be in, room alone. So, well, imagine being in jail, being treated pretty harshly with a bunch of bad people, sex offender type people, and now you are out. Hunter said on Fox News Radio. He was just extremely happy to be out. Hunter told Kilmeade that Gallagher had been allowed to see his family, go to a Denny's restaurant on the base, and even hit golf balls at the track. Well, that's nice. So, I mean, I'd like to hear the other side of it, like, you know, what his defenders say about, you know, why he had to do it. The other guy's there, you know. Because I guess there's it was a good argument. I heard it before. This is from a while ago. He just happened to be in the break. But Gallagher's family has accused staff at the Miramar Brig of treating him improperly while he was there. Last month, 18 House Republicans wrote a letter to the Secretary of the Navy that they have received reports that Chief Gallagher's access to counsel and access to food and medical care may have been restricted. Hunter, in his interview this week, warned the Navy that he is keeping a close watch on what is happening to Gallagher at his current location and will report his findings to Trump and the American people. Wow. We have guys going to see Eddie almost every other day in San Diego, we said. So we are detailing what they are doing to him. but we got him out of the break. So then, they're kind of driving the point home that I was trying to. The break is not a pretty place to be. Okay. I think it's up there. Yeah, down. Hunter, who joined the Marine Corps after the September 11 attacks. So 910, you're not gonna call? Maybe you fell asleep. I don't want to call you back. I feel like it's been so long since that call. But if anyone wants to call, I'd like to do one last call and then end it. Then again, is Marathon on tonight? I don't know, it depends. I don't even know if you want to chat. But the ones who are, it's amazing. It was like a low count, but the chat was like moving. That's crazy. It's like 14 or 21 people in the chat. It's like actually moving, like pretty good. It's like, wow. It's like every single person is active. That just shows that those are some good stories. All right, so Hunter, who joined the Marine Corps after the September 11 attacks. Wow, that's what I did. 9/11, having my senior year. And I joined right then. I was 17. My parents had a son. And has served in Iraq, like Gallagher. Believes prosecutors in the Justice Department, the U.S. military, want wins and are very vindictive. Yeah, JAG officers are. Can be. Hunter also said he thinks that might be trying to retaliate against Gallagher now that the president has taken an interest in the case. That's another thing. People hate Trump so much, they would throw over a SEAL who might have really had to do what he had to do. And, you're trying to, just because Trump. That's how, crazy people have gone over the Trump thing. No matter which side you're for, it is crazy. On both sides, but especially, more so one side. Alright, anyway. This takes moral courage to look the military in the eye and say, hey, you guys are wrong. I'm the commander-in-chief, and I'm making a decision. Hunter told the radio program. That's very true. You won't see many presidents that will step out of line like this and do the right thing for the right reasons when you have the entire military established. Alright, we're gonna hold right there. We have somebody else. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say, unless you want me to. Hello, this is the Red Pill Dispensary. How you doing? Oh, thank you. Hold on one second. I just gotta be in speak. What did you say about that?
Nigger.
What? You have to say anything else besides that?
Nigger.
Yo, that's that same guy from the other night. He was too scared to say anything else because then he would know that I know it's him. Wow, that's crazy. I should probably call him, bitch him out again. That was funny, that the last show when that happened. Shit, the battery is low on the computer. Wait, but there was another call. I thought there was. Yeah, 704. Did I talk to 7? Oh yeah, that the BIOS chip. Was that you calling me? There's always two at once. Cause I just don't want to be calling people late, so if you want to call, go ahead. The only thing is the low battery here. You know what? Maybe I'm just gonna call it a night here. I don't want to end on that note though, so no. That clown. Friggin' made him my bitch last night. Now he is at war. He just keeps saying that. It's weird. Hello? How you doing? It's the Red Pill dispensary. Both put you on speakerphone now. Alright? Hey, so how we doing? We speak again, as you said.
Oh, man, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing. I just didn't want to end on that note. That's it. That retard. I don't know. For everyone who wasn't here last night, we got a prank call, or an attempted prank call. And so the guy tried to talk tough and like all that stuff, and like ended up getting, verbally assassinated.
Maybe the last caller was trying to tell you his name. He was nigga.
But yeah, so, and at first he was like, love the show. Before I put it on speaker, he said, but like,
the N-word,
and then he would just say that. Yeah. But, all that really got out was just one word. He doesn't know that the beginning didn't get on the show. It was at my ear. He was like, love the show. And then he started, what the fuck? Like, he knows he can't go at me, like, on any, like, level after what I did to him last night.
It was just phone call. You know what? Wait 2 hours and call him back and screw up his day. Or, I don't know, maybe 7 in the morning, because he might be up all night. I don't know, cracking it.
I mean, he's already, it's been bothering him all day. If you stayed up to see my show, checked out my show and call in, you know what I mean? After last night, what a weirdo. But yeah, it's sad with this Navy SEAL here. So that's that story. I think you guys get the gist of it. Trump's on his side. Oh shit, huh? I wasn't ignoring you. I was just closing up that story. Okay, so wait, can I see? Maybe I can see the chat from here. All right, so I'm gonna call it a night. I just want to thank everyone that called in, everybody that tuned in, everybody that basically spent time with me tonight. And I don't know. I just thought it'd be a good night for just like anything. I was open to anything, but it kind of went the way I hoped it would. People would kind of tell their spiel. And that was good. I think every single call was excellent. It's an amazing show. So hit the thumbs up because I want people to see this. It's a good show. Thank you to everybody. Have a good night. And to you guys who are always here with me, special thanks to you. All right. Have a good night, guys. Although it'll probably take me a second to even figure out what I'm doing here. Here I am. All right. So on that note, have a great night, everybody. And God bless.